Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Our second Friday stream. Fridays usually we don't stream in it, but I went out. I'm home now. It's like 1 a.m. So we're streaming. We're out here. And all you guys always complaining, "Oh, you never do Liverpool streams. Don Husam has become generic. You're all frauds. You get me? So we're doing a Liverpool stream now, so you can cry less. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys right now, like the video, subscribe, keep getting involved in the chat. I want to get all of you guys' opinions. Mods as well, keep pushing the likes. Let's keep going till the end of the stream. This is going to be one hell of a stream. We're going to be talking about Trent to Real Madrid. We're going to be talking about Darwin Nunez, and we're going to be talking about the importance of Ryan Gravenberch and whether he is indeed the most important Liverpool player. To be fair, we did ask Tom Little, but Tom Little is on to bigger things now. Like, he goes on TV and shit. And anytime I message him, he's an alcoholic, so it's impossible to get him on the channel. Anyway, joining us first and foremost, the man who has been watching Liverpool for about 50 years now. You get me? He's rocking, and I have to say rocking, a pink shirt to show off all his muscle groups from his upper body today on purpose. Maybe there's someone in the chat that's going to find out about him. Maybe message him on Twitter or something. You get me? But everyone's favorite top red is here. Man like Rax is in the building. Hello, Rax. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. No bad, but yeah, pink is close enough to red. So I'm just a little demonstration. I'm liking the stream. So
hey, let's go.
If I can do it, everybody can do it.
Vamos, Rax. Vamos. This is what we're here for, man. This is what we're here for. Big up to you, Rax. Joining us next on the channel. He's taking some time off from running Liverpool. Currently joining us from his hotel room. You get me? I hope he is working on the extensions. Obviously, as we get bigger as a channel, we get more and more opportunities. Michael Edwards is joining us on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Mike. How you doing, brother?
Michael Edwards. Oh God, you're doing me dirty. But what's going on? I'm in a hotel room in Salt Lake City, the best place in the world. But anyway, big up, like the video, subscribe, and all that jazz. I'll kick it back to Husam. I got 4 hours of sleep before that flight.
Fair enough. Isn't Salt Lake City where the Utah Jazz are?
Yeah. I'm here for the UFC event. That's tomorrow. So.
Well, by the way, if you're watching this, is
perfect. You're fighting.
I wish I was fighting. But if anyone watches UFC, I'm gonna be in the arena rooting for Poatan, Alex Pereira. Let's go. It's the first time I've ever gone to one of those, so I'm beyond excited.
Okay, fair enough. Well, this is perfect.
Husam only watches football. As soon as any other sport is mentioned, he called F1 glorified go-karting.
I watched the UFC. Thank you very much. I can name you about 10 UFC fighters from 20 years ago. Yeah, I can name you Chuck Liddell. I can name you all the OGs. The guy that
Chuck Liddell hasn't fought since like 2009.
The guy that used to eat horse meat from the Netherlands. I forgot his name. Yeah, that guy. Rampage Jackson. Yeah, I could go there, brother. You got me? What's the American badass? The guy that used to...
I love how he hasn't named a single person who's fought in 10 years.
Wanderlei Silva, Anderson Silva. I could go on and on and on. Come on, man. I watch NBA as well. I can name you. NBA, no one knows much NBA.
I can name Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley.
No.
All that.
No. I can give you names that you never... What do you know about Andres Biedrins from the Warriors 15 years ago? I've never heard of Andres Biedrins. The We Believe team. Monta Ellis, Matt Barnes. You want me to go there? I know basketball, brother. Let me live. Anyway, joining us next on the channel, guys, his name is the Black James Bond. That's his name. I didn't make that shit up. Everyone knows I'm only on Snapchat now. I got a Snapchat notification. The Black James Bond wants to be your friend. And I'm like, who the fuck is the Black James Bond? And then I messaged him, was like, he has very deep voice. He's like, yo, man, I'm Endz Man TV. Husam. I'm like, yeah, I know you. I don't know why your name is Black James Bond in 2024. But anyway, he's here. He got me, the man, the myth, the legend, in his hoodie as well. Hoodie Endz. How you doing, brother?
Hey, that story is not even right, bro. I feel like you edited a lot of that, bro. But listen, no, I'm here. I'm here for all the agendas, man. I can't wait to have the conversation. I'm here for the agendas, the propagandas, the Husams of words of wisdom, as people like to come to my channel and tell me. So I'm here, bro. Let's get to it.
Big up to you.
Big up,
And finally, last but not least, he called me an Arsenal fan on Judge Mo's channel. You get me? You know, because I said Arsenal are better than us. So I'm gonna get him on the channel. This is how I do. Always keep your friends close, keep your enemies close. I'm only joking. He's not an enemy, you guys. He's not an enemy. I don't have enemies in this space anymore. Me and Grizz are good now. Big up, Grizz. Joining us on the channel, another Liverpool fan as well that I haven't really worked with on screen before, other than calling shows. But whenever he's called in, he's been very good to listen to. Knows ball. And we agree on a lot as well when it comes to Mo and Nunez and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see what we disagree on today. Man like Kmack is in the building. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I hit the like on the way in. Everyone else should.
Perfecto.
And that was a little bit of confusion on Mo's show.
Yes, because he called me an Arsenal fan.
I also picked you up later on. I didn't call you an Arsenal fan.
I'm gonna let that go for the.
I was in a rage. I was in a rage about Arsenal.
Yeah, because they asked you why is Arteta crap, and you're like, I hate Arsenal. I'm like, can you explain it? Can you explain it at least so we can understand that? But anyway, big up to Mo as well. Shout out to him. Anyway, big up to everyone in the chat. Jerry James is on his way. He's going to be joining us as well. So please slap up the like button, subscribe. I'm going to put us at Anfield, you know, instead of this confusing ass background, so you guys can enjoy watching instead. Boom. See, we're at Anfield now. It's a lot more relaxed and calm. Rax, are you making a cup of tea again? Why are you like this? Every time we start the stream, he has to go make a cup of tea. Can you just make the cup of tea before we start? For once in your life, make it before we start. I beg you, Rax. Every time you wait for the stream to start and you're on top row out of respect, and then you go make the bloody cup of tea. Make it before we start, Rax, you fraud. Anyway.
I know, man. I'm multitasking.
Go ahead. Go make it. Go make it.
I'll be back.
Yeah. We know. Fraud. Anyway, Mike Das, Mike Inio, Michael Edwards, Trent to Real Madrid. You get me? The news has broke again. You know, same rumor. It seems to not go away in the meantime. So talk to me. What are you saying in terms of the whole Real Madrid Trent contract situation?
Well, the rumor's never going to go away because the media is the media, and Trent is, you know, quote unquote, the de facto face of Liverpool at the current moment. And so long as he is, and so long as Real Madrid have some sort of inclination to want to sign him, he's always going to be, you know, he's going to be the tabloid figure. And they're just going to keep bringing this up every single week, week over week. But ultimately, my view, Fabrizio Romano came out, said that right now there's currently no discussions going on between him and Real Madrid because the situation has not been solidified with Liverpool so far. I mean, we're only 6 games into the season. It's October 4th. We have 8 months left. A lot of things can happen in 8 months. As of right now, it's just rumors. It's just talk. And I know that Trent's not focused on that. And as a fan, you shouldn't be focused on that because he has an entire season to play. But then, you know, if you want my opinion on whether or not he's going to leave, I mean, ultimately, Trent has given everything to this club. He's won at least one of everything at this club. He's spent 7+ years at this club. I mean, ultimately, it would be selfish of me to say that he owes this club something because I don't think he does. I don't think he owes anyone in the entire nation of England anything, unless you want to view it from a national perspective of go out there and win me a Euros or a World Cup. But I want him to stay. I don't want him to go anywhere. I think that the club will get the contract done. I think that the reason why they wanted to push this was because financially they wanted to know where their wage structure would be after the window closes so that they can figure out how they're going to manage Mo, Virgil, and Trent before the upcoming summer so that, you know, ultimately Past that, we can see who we can sign, XYZ, all of the little, behind the scenes stuff. But as my feeling, I think he'll stay. But if he goes, he doesn't owe me anything.
Can I ask a different question, Mike? Because you're very objective when it comes to these conversations. If you're talking to Trent right now, how would you convince him to stay at Liverpool, given the way that our club operates?
I would say that you can either, there's two routes that Trent Alexander-Arnold can go. He can go to Real Madrid, and he can win every trophy under the sun. But honestly, with what I've been seeing from Real Madrid right now, they've got enough problems in their own. They can't figure out how to work Endrick with Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius. Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius don't even defend. I don't know if you watched the end of that game. They were standing there like they had stones for feet. They were just chilling. And then Jude Bellingham gets up and screams at them because they're not working, right? So they've got their own issues. So you can go there. You can join the Madristas. You could possibly win a bunch of trophies, but you're not going to be the face of that trophy. At the end of the day, you're like fourth in the pecking order. You got Mbappe in front of you. You've got Vinny in front of you. You've got Jude, who's a bigger English star than you. You're at best, you're the fourth biggest face on that team. And sure, you'll be winning. At Liverpool, you grew up here. This is your boyhood club. This is your youth squad. You've won everything. You can continue to win everything and be the face of it. You can captain this club. You can be the biggest Liverpool player, next to Steven Gerrard, because you are homegrown essentially. This is your boyhood club. This is where you're from. It's just a matter on the mentality that you want and the kind of career that you want. Because, what is he, 25, 26 years old? So it's all dependent on how you want to frame it and how you want your career to go. But that's my selling point. You could either be the number one fish at this club, or you can be number 4 over at that club. And sure, your trophy cabinet will be bigger, but what's your legacy going to be?
JJ's in the background as well. Big up Jerry James. He's here. Big up to you, JJ. How you doing, brother? You good?
What's going on? I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you guys doing? Apologies for the delay, man. We're just behind the wheel, but I'm back in now. So big up to everyone. Appreciate the invite, Husam.
So the rest of the guys as well, want to get your opinions on this whole Trent situation before I tell you mine. Obviously, I feel like Mike actually broke down the whole situation from every perspective, whether it be emotions or money or winning. Like, he kind of spoke about it all. But where do you guys lay with all this? And do you actually think he's gonna stay? Whoever wanna take it, take it. We could go start with Endz, James Bond.
The player said that he's been here for 20 plus years, and none of the contracts he signed was going to be played out in the media, so this one won't be. But that's why I just think it's all speculations and I don't know, agendas, whatever it may be. He's already told us he's not going to be in the media. Every time they asked Arne Slot, he said, we're not going to speak about contracts. Do I want him to stay? Yeah, he's one of the important players in the team, but he still needs to improve defensively if he wants to stay at that right back position. Does he want to be paid one of the highest in the team? Of course, he probably he wants to, because he's 25. If he signs another deal, that'll probably take him into his 30s. So he's probably looking at, okay, this needs to be a big one to take me probably one of my final contracts, if not second to last. So he's going to want a bit more money. And yeah, you can go Real Madrid, but the only thing guaranteed maybe is a Champions League. That's about it. Barcelona's back on the rise, so it's not like La Liga is going to be easy for them to continuously win. So yeah, he can go there, but I'm pretty sure the guy said he wants to be captain of Liverpool one day. So yeah, I just think it's just the media and the journals have nothing else to speak about, so they just have to put whatever in the papers to rattle the fan base and bring up for stories and clicks, man. But I don't think he's going anywhere. Why would he?
There's a couple of issues with Trent, and I don't think people are talking about it as much. And it's his agent. It's his agent, because his agent is his brother, and we all know how that ends up, because family want to get paid. And if you look at the Haaland situation, it was all about dad getting paid. If you look at the Bellingham situation, it was all about mum and dad getting paid. Same with Mbappe. When there's family involved as agents, they want the player to move because they can get a payday. And Liverpool aren't going to pay a huge signing-on fee if they're just renewing a contract. And unfortunately, what have we got to offer Trent? Like what do you put in front of him? Because he's not going to get the money that he wants, that he can get at the likes of a Bayern Munich, a PSG, a Barcelona, not a Barcelona, a Real Madrid. So you can't really put a contract in front of him. that's going to be any more than Salah's, which is 350, and he can earn that at any other club that wants to go for him. So my issue is, how do you persuade Trent to stay? And the rumours are that he's already turned down 3 approaches for contracts. And Real Madrid
How can it be rumoured though if he's saying that he's not keeping a nice contract though?
Real Madrid would have spoken to him as well. They tap players up years before. They've done it on numerous occasions. So for us to think that hasn't happened, I think we're being a bit naive.
So
I
should
don't
we
know.
not trust what he says, or should we just not forget what the player says then?
I think it goes both ways, man. I think you can't read too much into what a player says. You know, Sol Campbell said, "Look, I'm going to stay at Tottenham. I hate Arsenal," and then the next week he was, do you know what I mean, a gunner. So I'm never going to go and take what players say at face value. But if we're being honest, I heard obviously big up to Mike's analysis of it, and he actually broke it down really well. But just from another standpoint, in terms of legacy, right? Trent knows that irrespective of how vital he is for Liverpool, even though he's one of the, top 3, maybe top 4 faces at the club currently, he's never going to be number 1 because unfortunately the position that he plays in is just said position, isn't it? He's not a winger, he's not a forward, he's not a number 10, he's not the so-called I want to say main positions in a team that kind of, like centre back. He's not part of the spine of the team in that regard. So he's always, as long as he's a fullback, he's always going to be looked as a fullback. Now, he could go to Real Madrid, and of course, he might not be number 1 face, number 2 face, number 3 face, number 4 face. But what he will be is the face of right backs in the world, which of course he is. But if he adds winning Champions Leagues and multiple Champions Leagues and titles to that, which Liverpool can't guarantee, and there's no 100% foolproof decisions you can make in football because it's football, of course. But Real Madrid are like a sure bet when it comes to the Champions League. Like they're going to be in and amongst it forever because they just have been. He wins 4 more Champions Leagues. He's in the conversation with Dani Alves. He's in the conversation with Marcelo. And then his legacy starts to look a bit different. Now, of course, Liverpool can pose or can portray this ideal that he can be this one club man, and it's something that as fans, of course, we'd love to go and see. We had it with Steven Gerrard, we had it with Jamie Carragher. He's also seen what happened to Gerrard and what being a one club man did for Gerrard's legacy, of course, amongst Liverpool fans and amongst a lot of people. One of the best players, if not the best, to play to don a Liverpool shirt. But amongst footballing discussions, that's something that's held against him. The fact that he's only won that 1 Champions League, the fact that he hasn't gone and won multiple titles like a Lampard, like a Scholes, like a whoever in world football. So Trent's going to look at it, and I don't look at the money thing as much because Trent's never been the type of player to kick up a fuss about the amount he's earning. As Endz said, he's never had a contract play out in the media where it's, oh, I'm negotiating, I don't want a contract. That's if anything, Salah's had something like that where, is he going to sign, is he not? Trent's never had that. So if this is a decision that he's making, this is purely from a legacy standpoint. And with Klopp leaving, right, and that being his career, what else can he do at Liverpool to further prove that he is the guy currently, the Mr. Liverpool at Liverpool? There's nothing else.
Be the captain, though. That's the one thing he said he wants to do. Be the captain of Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, of course, but like things like that. Unfortunately, those things aren't in your control. A decision where someone just nominates you as the captain, that's down to Slot. If Slot all of a sudden, Virgil goes and Slot goes, actually, I want. You know what? I like how Jota leads the line. He's going to be my captain. Or Soboslai, I like how you're the captain, right? And he makes that decision. What happens then? That's not something that's in his control. What's in his control, though, is one second.
The crazy thing is, this season Gomez has been more captain than Trent.
But that's just because Trent wasn't on
games, though, bro.
Trent wasn't in the game.
I'm not on the field.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not even talking about that. It's just
to kind of counter your point a little bit, though. The one of the underlying issues here is that I feel like some people are just they're just automatically assuming the fact that Trent would even work at Real Madrid, right? That all of a sudden that he's just going to slot into that system and it's just going to be like beans on toast, and all of a sudden it's just butterflies and rainbows. Because I felt the same thing about Kylian Mbappe. I said to myself, I don't think if this works, I think it's going to take time. I don't think that this is a shoo-in. I don't think that these play styles are going to immediately match up. And Real Madrid have struggled at the beginning of this season with this whole system. You add Trent to that. Where is Trent supposed to create? You got Valverde, Tchouaméni, and Bellingham in the midfield. You're telling me that Trent's just going to invert in front of all of those guys and all of a sudden just vacate the right back position? That doesn't make any sense. Not to mention you got Rodrigo on the right wing, wonderful creator. You got Mbappe and Vinicius. Where does Trent fit into that system to be the Trent of old? In fact, you can make the same argument with Liverpool right now. Like, another thing, a reason why I'm not blowing this out of proportion in my mind is because ultimately I haven't seen Trent even be that integral to this system offensively so far this season. I know it's only been X amount of games, but this is not the Trent of Jurgen Klopp 2018. We're not
100%.
We're not creating with our wing backs. So to me, like, what he really should be doing is thinking smart about this and saying, how much will I actually gel into that system? How well has all of the other stars of leaving Liverpool done in their other positions? Suarez had Messi and Neymar. Xabi Alonso went to a Real Madrid where they were lacking that midfielder. Where I don't.
Yeah, but you're looking at this too systematically, Mike.
And
let me just say one thing, you guys. With Carlo Ancelotti, football is not systematic at all. Carlo Ancelotti has spoken about even publicly. He's not the type to go like, yeah, let's invert and let's like do all this specific type shit. Carlo Ancelotti gives his players freedom. And I think if you give Trent freedom to be a old school fullback, just play right back and create for the team. Let me just ask you guys a genuine question. Show of hands, just genuinely. If you were in Trent's position, would you go to Real Madrid?
No.
I would.
I would as well.
He's got more freedom. He's got more freedom.
No, you guys ain't watching enough Real Madrid game. The front guys have more freedom. The back line doesn't have freedom.
No, 100%.
But here's the thing. We're looking at this from a Liverpool fan perspective.
The thing is, there's no clear-cut decision. Just the fact that on the panel there's a discussion. It's not clear Liverpool or clear.
We're Liverpool fans. We're Liverpool fans, right?
Yeah, we're Liverpool. So there is something to be said. There is something to be said for even what Jerry was saying about he's done a lot of Liverpool. Look, I had an opportunity to live abroad when I was a bit younger, and after living in England for a while, I decided, you know what, England's always going to be here. I can always come back. Liverpool, to some extent, that's going to be his home, I imagine, at some point. Maybe he just wants a little bit of a different challenge. I think, just like maybe this team has experienced a bit of an uptick, and I absolutely am not dissing Klopp at all. I love Klopp. But we've seen a bit of a change, and maybe sometimes a change is good. And maybe Trent thinks, you know what, I've done great things. And any top-level sportsman, and Trent included, he'll look at Real Madrid if he's considering it, and yes, maybe they'll consider some of the negatives or some of the challenges, but they'll also back themselves to go there and do it.
And that's the main point, is that I hear what Mike Bass is saying, and what you're saying is logical. It's not like what you're saying is absurd, but as you have to take into account the ego that a Trent will have, and the players that go to Real Madrid, the ones that you're talking about, the ones that Coutinho, they've got that arrogance about them, which is, I'm going to be that guy. I'm the same way you're saying, oh, it's not really going to work out. Where are you going to fit? I'm going to show people why I fit there. So Mbappe, even though he goes to Real Madrid and he goes and looks at it and is like, hold on, there's Vinicius over there, and he's had a world-class season on that position, and I want to play there, and there's Rodrigo and this player, and they're buying Endrick. He's going there and backing himself as though I am that guy. Right. Now it completely changes, of course. 9-10 games into the season, of course, it's not looking fluid. It's not looking amazing. 100% it's not. But guess what? If they end up at the end of the season winning the Champions League, and 5-6 years down the line, he's won the Champions League.
Yeah, but Real Madrid always starts slow anyway. Real Madrid, before Madrid won the Champions League and the Liga in the same season, they lost to Sheriff Tiraspol in the group stages. Never mind Lille. So I don't really look at what happens in the group stage and go like, wow, Madrid are crap. No, they're not, and I'm still worried about the game we have against them. But here's my thing: if I'm in Trent's place, I'm leaving to Real Madrid because He goes to the England team. He speaks with Jude. He sees how Jude is looked at Dortmund versus Jude is looked at Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham is a serious Ballon d'Or nominee. He could win the Ballon d'Or. And Trent is thinking about it from the perspective, wait, okay, so I'm staying here. Our marquee signing this summer has been Chiesa. We made money. I don't know where the slot guy is headed yet. We have to wait and see. Why should I stay if the biggest club in the world is coming to call? Yes, people who say he's a boyhood fan, blah, blah, blah. If Husam was playing for Liverpool, I would stay. But I'm saying from a realistic perspective, now that you've won a Premier League and the Champions League at Liverpool, and the biggest club in the world, not just Europe, is coming to call for you, you have the prospect of playing with Mbappe, Vinicius, all these players that Mike mentioned at the start. I don't think there's a logical reason other than love and emotions as to why Trent should stay, because Madrid are working on getting better year after year after year. Madrid, by the way, are planning to not only sign Trent, also Saliba. So essentially, they're creating Galactico 2.0. They're going all out mad, all out crazy. They want to do this next level shit. And from our perspective, it's the complete opposite. From our perspective, it's, oh, I'm going to go into the next season with the same exact faces again, plus a random player we've never heard of for 10 million, because we have to get the 100% right transfer, or we're not going to get anyone.
Can I throw something else into the mix? Can I throw something else into the mix? He might not get another chance to go to Real Madrid, because Real Madrid don't spend money anymore. So the opportunity he's got now, because he's going to be on a free transfer, means that Real Madrid will probably take him, because they're going to get Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side.
This is true.
So they're recouping their entire back four. And he might never get another opportunity. In 2 years' time, yeah, he might have won another trophy with Liverpool, and he might be completely, balling out. But Real Madrid aren't going to pay 100 million or 150 million for a player. They just don't do that no more. So this could be his only opportunity. And you also have to look at the Jude Bellingham thing. The opportunity he's got to be with Jude Bellingham and to bring that relationship, which they clearly had for England, but it never really developed because Southgate didn't play him. They can do that at Real Madrid, and they are friends, and they're both kind of on the same trajectory with all of the advertising.
Do you think his relationship with Jude Bellingham is more important than Liverpool? His relationship with Liverpool.
I don't know. Why are we making this about relationships, though? It's not necessarily the relationship with Jude. It's the relationship with Jude leading to him listening about Real Madrid and learning about Real Madrid. Seeing Jude Bellingham be a Ballon d'Or nominee. He was playing for Dortmund last year. If I told you Ballon d'Or nominee Jude Bellingham, you'd all laughed in my face. So he's probably thinking, he's looking, forget Jude Bellingham, he's looking at Carvajal, and he's going like, if this Carvajal guy can be a Ballon d'Or nominee at Real Madrid, what the hell am I going to do at Real Madrid with all this creativity? Imagine Trent crossing the ball into to Mbappe, to Vinicius, to Rodrigo, interchanging with Tchouameni, with Valverde, etc. Come on now.
Do you know what
if Jones every day training and goes like, wow, I'm so excited to play with Curtis fucking Jones? No, he isn't.
If Trent
what if when people start running past him, how quickly do you think those white handkerchiefs come out?
But Real Madrid ain't about that. Like, oh, let's all.
They are. They're
like
right football club, and if you're not hitting the standards they set, they will get you out.
Yeah, but Endz, they want to sign Alphonso Davies, who's even worse defensively. FYI.
But if Trent wants to go, again, I revert back to my original point. You can name every reason under the sun for him to go to Real Madrid, and yes, objectively, all of them are way more attractive than what he would receive at Liverpool, because you're getting £500,000 a year. You're living in Madrid, Spain. You're playing with Jude Bellingham. You're playing with Mbappe. You'll probably win a plethora of trophies. But ultimately, that's the easy route, right? Like, I can't get inside the head of Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't know what he's thinking. What I do know is that it would be unwise of him to be saying anything to the media at this current point in the season, because it would just completely destroy his entire relationship with the locker room, with the coach. And then, you never know what that turns into 8 months from now. What I do know is that if Liverpool were smart, you would at the very minimum sign him to something, overpay him. If you know he's leaving, just sign him to 400K for 2 years and just sell him for 50 mil. Just get something. Just get literally anything, 20 mil, anything more than a free transfer. If he wants to do the easy route and go to the Galacticos, again, I don't think he owes us anything.
But it's not the easy route, though.
It is though. It is.
No,
Because Real Madrid will wave the white handkerchiefs at you
But
within 2 games.
on the
if they
flip
trap.
side,
That
Mike,
ain't easy.
Mike,
Hardy.
that's exactly what it is. What you just said. Of course, you can look at it like, oh, it's the easy route because you're hoping everything's going to be great, which it probably would. But you just said earlier that the fact that and alluded to the fact that if he goes to Real Madrid, there's no idea if it works. Who's going to be the creator? Where's he going to go and play?
He'll
And
just
go
be
for the
making
white
triple the
handkerchief.
amount of money.
Yeah, of course, in terms of money, but Trent's not. This is what I'm saying. You might think he's solely motivated by money. I think the main thing is his legacy, and it's his legacy and his standing within football. Of course, his standing within Liverpool is top. When you speak about the best right backs at Liverpool, he's in the conversation, right? When you talk about iconic moments, he's in the conversation. Like that is Trent in terms of he embodies this modern day Gerrard, their scorer, or whatever you want to go and call. For him right now, though, is what can I be? And when I look back on my career, how do I separate myself from the pack? Now, going to Real Madrid, right?
Exactly. That's the key.
Going to Real Madrid, even from a personal standpoint, of course, it might work out. It's going to be difficult for it to work. As you said, there's a plethora of talent. But even if it doesn't work out, it's within himself knowing that at the end of my career, I played for Real Madrid. As in, we're speaking from fans, but when I played football, right, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I wanted to do that. But as a kid growing up, right, I'm a Liverpool fan. I had Barcelona and Real Madrid tops because in my head it was, oh my God, Ronaldinho, whatever it might be, and he would have had this, and he would have had the same thing. And unfortunately, what the dream of playing for Liverpool, he's achieved that. So what is the next step?
My counter argument, my sole counter argument is, yes, it could be a Luis Suarez scenario where he leaves and he becomes something that eclipses everything that he ever was prior, eclipses Liverpool. But it could also be a David Beckham where he leaves Manchester United and you just end up thinking, I wonder what would have happened with him if he had just stayed at United.
Yeah, but David Beckham is a legend at Real Madrid.
100%.
He's not a regular guy over there.
Yes, but that's also because he's David Beckham. But his trophy cabinet isn't nearly as full as any of the other Real Madrid legends. This
is fair. Big up to Sam. Thank you for the super chat, Sam. I appreciate you. He says, I'm just saying one thing, Husam. He said he wants to win trophies, and what other is the best chance to win stuff than my club? Big up, bro. Smash the like. Before I address this, I want to address Eli and Emeka here, tag teaming that we're negative and stuff. With all due respect to you, with Eli and Emeka here, with all due respect to you both, guys, Real Madrid wants him, not Borussia Dortmund or Borussia Mönchengladbach. Real Madrid. This is a rumor that's been there for the last 5 months, and it got dropped again yesterday and retweeted by Fabrizio. So we're not making up negative scenarios when it's an average club wanting him. I would have complete different energy if Barca wanted him. I'd have complete different energy if Bayern wanted him, any club. But this is the club. This is not a club. This is the club, you guys. This is the club that 99.999% of the players dream of playing for all over the world, all around the world. If Mo Salah was linked to Madrid, I'd be worried. If Van Dijk was linked to Madrid, I'd be worried. If Alisson was linked to Madrid, I'd be worried. You know why? Because it's Real fucking Madrid. It's Real Madrid. This is not a matter of, oh, he's a boy. Yeah, McManaman was a boyhood Liverpool fan, and he ended up at Real Madrid. Beckham was a boyhood Man United fan, and he ended up at Real Madrid. Woodgate was a boyhood Spurs fan, and he ended up at Real Madrid. Guys, this is the club. We're not making up negative scenarios and being negative. No, because this needs to sink in. Because I hate when people say we're negative. It's not about that. We're talking about, guys, this is the club in world football. You get it? Like, this is the club. Like, you go there, Carlo, Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Chouameni, come on. You're going to the biggest club in the world that you've seen beat you in a Champions League final twice. You've seen win 3 Champions Leagues in a row. You've seen win about 6 Champions Leagues in 10 years, dominate La Liga. All their players are Ballon d'Or nominees. This is where it makes me worried. If this was a Bayern link, I'd be saying everything that Mike is saying right now. My only worry is it's them, man. That's the fucking worry for me. Like,
the thing is, it's like I said before, right? There are clear arguments for him to go to Madrid. There are also clear arguments for him to stay at Liverpool. We're just discussing the respective arguments. And like from my point of view, I don't know. I really, obviously, like everybody else, I really, really hope he stays. But I can't give 100% guarantee, put my house on it, and say that he's definitely going to stay because we hold all the cards, and Madrid are nobodies. There are legitimate reasons he could go to Madrid.
Thank you.
And there are legitimate reasons he could stay, and we all hope he stays. Of course we do.
Of course, 100%. But hoping and and like predicting versus talking about is two different things. Anyway, I think we've gotten pretty much everyone's opinion. Show of hands, just quickly before. Who here actually thinks he stays at Liverpool?
I think he stays.
I'm never gonna say that I think he's gonna leave. Why would I do that?
I
to
think
myself?
he's gone.
Why would I
But
do
fair
that? To
I think
myself?
he's gone.
I think
Going to Madrid to win
think
trophies is
he
like
stays.
starting a business after winning the lottery. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I really don't get it. Okay, I'll explain it to you, Jack. That same Real Madrid shirt, R9 wore it. Luis Figo wore it. David Beckham wore it. Roberto Carlos, Sergio Ramos, Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, Karim Benzema, Tchouameni, Camavinga, Modric, Kroos. We could just do like Madrid's team from 2000 still today, and it could be a world 11 as well. All you have to do is just add Messi to it, and that's it. Like, you've added essentially the best players in every position in the world. It's not a matter of money or any of that shit. It's a matter of legacy. It's a matter of going there and performing to that level. And what I agree with what Jerry said, because it's about backing yourself. We know what Trent is. We see how he plays. He plays with confidence. He plays with arrogance. So it's not like he doesn't have confidence that he's going to work at Real Madrid. I think he does. I think he goes there and he performs really well and becomes one of their better players.
Sam, listen, if Madrid sign me, I'm backing myself to go to Madrid and play for Real Madrid. No, but just you do, right? You know what a fucking challenge to go and play for one of the biggest teams in the world. Of course, you're going back yourself. I don't have much doubt.
Until you realise that there's
I'm being a bit delusional there, right? Sure, I'm being a bit delusional. But anyone who's played support, not even like competitive high level support, whenever you have the opportunity to go and challenge yourself, of course you go and do it. Sometimes you fall flat on your ass. That's always a risk. You put yourself out there, just like when you go and chat to a girl, you put yourself out there and it works or it doesn't work. What do you know? It's one of them things. If you don't try, you don't get
exactly. And I think
do you think the Spanish league is tougher than the Premier League then? Because if you're saying he's going to go and challenge himself, do you think
what else?
Tougher league?
You know what else we're not talking
If
about?
our ownership was ambitious, I think he'd stay.
But you know what else we're not talking about? There's no competition. Like, there's not really any competition there. You've got Carvajal, who gets played as centre back a lot now, by the way.
Carvajal, he's not.
Who's the other guy?
Playing over Carvajal if he goes.
Who's the other guy? They've got Fran. Like, there's not much competition
He definitely starts there if he goes.
You go straight
into this though is that, like, if he does leave, just based on the small sample size of the 10 odd games that we've played so far, Trent, this version that we've seen in 10 games is not the Trent that we've seen in the last 7 seasons in terms of his importance to the team and the buildup. So ultimately, if you're going to have this conversation, I don't want to dive into this because I know that we got to talk about Nunez, but you also, if you're a Liverpool fan, you have to flip the coin and say, what am I going to lose here? Because if he's not the Klopp Trent and we're not creating everything from the right back, well, then all of a sudden the entire the whole cabinet for replacements opens up. Because I'm not looking for Trent anymore. Now I'm looking for a different style of right back, and there are a plethora of incredibly talented right backs.
You know what, Mike?
But again, people are going to say, but Trent's a world-class delivery. This isn't denoting.
He's not going there and starting over Carvajal, by the way.
And you know why you're spot on there, Mike? Trent's going to have to reinvent himself at Liverpool under Slot, because I've looked at the numbers and he needs to do more defending now. Like, he needs to do more defending. He needs to win more one-on-ones. He needs to stop players going past him. This is something he's not been able to do for a couple of years now.
To be fair, Kmack. To be fair, Kmack, this season, and even back end of like you could see he was switched on, like, defensively. I know we're looking at this one game, the last game where he got skinned, but in terms of overall, he's been much more defensively solid. 100%. What it is though, it just goes back to what Mike was saying though.
He's having to do more tackles. You're right.
No, exactly. So, but what it goes back to is he within himself, right? And Husam actually said it in regards to Slot. He doesn't know who Slot is and how Slot views him. To the same level as Klopp. Exactly, to the same level as Klopp. So why would he, along with Virgil van Dijk and Salah, go and sign an extension with a manager they may not even go and get along with. They may not really go and feel like they're playing their best football because it's all well said and done that, you know, Trent's there at Liverpool and no matter what, and you can go and do that. But guess what? If Trent doesn't perform, right, the club will be the first to kick him out the door, right, on the peanuts that he might feel he's on. So they're not going to show him that same loyalty because he's a Scouser and because he's this and that. No. The only reason why he's in the position he's in is because he performs. If he doesn't perform, he's not in the team. Right.
Yeah.
So the actual issue, the actual issue that we're talking about has only arisen because Liverpool haven't done their due diligence and haven't signed him up to a contract. And now we're expecting him to have the same some loyalties to a club because of these emotional or these intangible feelings, right? When the club wouldn't show him those same feelings if he wasn't performing, if he wasn't Trent Alexander-Arnold, if he wasn't that name, if he didn't sell the T-shirts that he did, they'd be the first to be like, actually, you're not good enough. Because guess what? Endo or Nico Williams, right? Nico Williams, great example. Nico Williams, someone that came through the academy, right? Didn't get a sniff. It's not like he got treated with any grace. He got told to go to Nottingham Forest. Yeah, go play your trade over there.
And he doesn't even start for them.
But and that's my point. So Trent, unfortunately for him, is only in the position we're having this discussion because he's put the work in and he's delivered. The club haven't gone and protected their asset. Now it's up to him to protect himself, which is, as Endz said, he needs that last contract. He needs his last contract. If he goes and he's like, all right, I get 250, right? But he misses out on 350 a year and he misses out on a 5-year deal. That's a massive amount of money that goes and changes the life of your family. It's not about, family trying to extort money, but football at that level isn't just about what we feel, which is,
but you know, I haven't mentioned money once in all of my arguments is because this move, if he doesn't make it, it will be strictly legacy and nothing but legacy. It'll be like, I want to win.
Have to wait and see.
And Sam here, I think, actually responds. This is a good response to Mike's point. Also, remember, Ancelotti might go at the end, and if Alonso comes in, that will benefit Trent much more if he joins my club. It's in FSG's hands. The reason why I never went down the tactical route either is the following: Ancelotti could leave tomorrow. Ancelotti could leave, and everyone knows who the lined up replacement is. Xabi Alonso. Now, the way that Xabi Alonso plays football, if you give Trent right wing back playing for Real Madrid, cooking people's asses left, right, and center in La Liga, deliveries in behind, set pieces, that guy would get into the Guinness World Record books for breaking the assist record. Not only in La Liga, he'd break his own record by 500 times in a row. That's I
don't know what you guys.
I can't even guarantee that Ancelotti is going to be Madrid manager next season. And even now, if he goes there, Ancelotti in his interviews that I've watched always speaks about freedom. So Ancelotti is not going to go like, yo, Trent, just stay in this position right here and don't do nothing. No, Trent is there. He's going to create. He's going to do that whole thing. And for me, honestly, and I say this for the last time before we have to move on because we want to talk about other topics as well. Honestly, if this was any other club, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. I would not care. I wouldn't even put this as a topic in the stream. But just because it's them, I have to talk about it because it is worrying for me. If anyone else wanted them, fair enough. But Madrid, it's
the last thing. Wouldn't it be fair to say that, you know, if Trent was to go to Real Madrid, it will go on the basis that he's had conversations with the manager to see where it fits him. It wouldn't be old school 2002 or where he's only got his agent speaking to Perez directly, and Perez is telling him, yeah, we want him. He gets there, the manager doesn't actually want him. I'd assume if he was to come in and if Alonso was to come in,
he'd definitely have a conversation with Ancelotti, 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
He'd say,
Alonso
where
is too much speculation. Now we're just
we are
Ancelotti,
speculating, it is the reason why Alonso, you know, maybe said no to us. But anyway, listen, this is perfect segue here. Speaking of performing, not performing, we've been talking about the player that's performing. Let's talk about the non-performing players. Big up to every single one of you guys. Big up everyone in the chat. Thank you to Sam and Jack for the super chats. Guys, we have 420 people watching us, even at this time of the night. So thank you guys so much. Guys, let's get the likes up. You bunch of frauds. There's 400 people in here. Don't move like Darwin Nunez. We want conversion rate. 200 likes minimum. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you watch out for that offside flag. You get me? So hit the like button, subscribe. There's a guy who I was watching, you know. I'm a subscriber to Endz Man TV. I'm a subscriber to G as well. Shout out G, he could, as well. Big up to him. There's a guy I was watching. He calls himself James Bond. You know, always plotting against the universe. and he claims that he has more tech than Darwin Nunez. He's probably a better dribbler, better shoot, better, more
I didn't
technique.
know that shooter.
So, Endz, talk to me about your boy, brother. What do you make of?
I don't see the problem. Listen, I get you guys don't like certain stylistically the type of player he is. I get it. I understand it. But bro, when we're talking about a player that's scoring goals, bro, I don't understand. You guys want him to score. How many goals you want him to score? You pick and choose when you want him to score, how you want him to score, and if he scored. You just pick and choose whatever. How many games did he play in the Premier League last season?
I don't know. Do I look like
he started 22 times in the Prem last season, and he scored 11 goals and got 8 assists.
Yeah, it's almost a GA game.
We didn't say he had a bad season last season.
No, you did.
No, we said he missed
You guys
a
said
million chances.
good enough.
He didn't score enough goals.
Are you sure you want to do the stat thing, Endz? Because I'm asking you.
We can do the stats. Go on. We can do the stats. Go ahead. We can do the stats. Because I just told you 22 starts, 11 goals.
You've heard me say this before. There's a question to you, brother.
Go on.
There have been, in the first 2 years of Darwin Nunez, 60 big chances created for him. 6-0.
So you're changing the goalpost. Okay, fair enough.
No.
We're going to go back to...
No, this is
relax.
still
Let me
the
ask you the
stats.
question.
This is
Why are you
stats.
angry?
This is stats, right?
Why are you angry?
SofaScore.
You only want stats that suit your narrative? Let me tell you
Well, then,
stats
you-
that
go on,
suit
let
my
me hear it.
narrative.
Let me hear it. I'm
How about
listening.
my
Go on.
stats?
Go on. Let me
So I
hear
want
it.
to ask you a question, brother. 60 big chances created for Darwin Nunez first 2 years of his Liverpool career.
Mhm.
How many has he scored out of the 60?
Darwin Nunez created 27 big chances last season.
But that's not the answer to the question.
No, but you want to talk about big chances. He's not allowed to miss, but everyone else is allowed to
No,
miss.
but can you answer the question, please?
No, it's a fair point.
I'll
He's
answer any question you want. Can you answer
What's it,
mine?
like 15?
Should he have
60
scored?
big
How many should
chances.
he scored more? Yes, of course
First
he
2
should have scored more.
seasons. First
Yeah.
2 seasons. Listen to the
Yeah.
question. First 2 seasons, Liverpool Football Club, Darwin Nunez. 60 big chances created for him. 6-0. How
Was
many of the
60
big
of them
chances
one-on-one?
created
Can
for
I ask
him
you a question?
did he score? How many?
Can I ask you a question? Was all of
Can
them
you answer mine and then I'll answer 15 questions? Answer
what
mine.
was all of them chances
Can you
one-on-one?
see, Jerry? He doesn't like to answer questions.
I'm asking. I'm trying to understand
James
your
Bond
question.
would answer my
I'm
questions.
trying to understand your question. Are those big chances one-on-ones? Because then I can
My
give you
brother,
an answer.
It's very simple. Premier League website.
Mhm.
Big chances created for Darwin Nunez, meaning big chances overall that he's had. Don't open new tab and cheat the answer. 60 big chances, 2 years. How many did he score? Just give me a guess out of 6-0.
Okay, can I ask? I'm asking a simple question because big chances for some reason the Premier League doesn't count. They're not counting as one-on-ones. They count it as you take a touch, guys can be in front of you. You should just shoot through them and they should become holograms. The goalkeeper
All of
shouldn't
that is
dive.
not a number.
The goalkeeper
Can you give me
shouldn't
a
dive.
number?
He should just stand still and allow you to shoot
Can you
into
give
the
me a
goal.
number, please?
I don't class all of them as big chances, bro.
15.
Out of 60, let me tell you the number, Rax, because he
Yeah,
came out
sure.
with the Opta. So let me give him the Opta as well. Out of 60 big chances created for Darwin Nunez, he scored 13. He missed 47 big chances and scored
And
13
he created
big
27
chances
on top of that as well.
in a 2-year period. He scored 13 out of 60. 6-0 big chances created for him. He
You're
scored
creating
13.
a false
My
narrative.
issue is everyone shoves
You're
this
creating a
GA in
false
our
narrative
face.
there.
First of all, his GA, a lot of it came in the Europa League. Second of all,
So you're picking
Mo
and
Salah's
choosing when you should score
One
now.
second.
No, but you
Second of
can't
all-
pick and choose when you should score.
Second of all, Mo Salah's the reason why this
but
guy
the
has a
relative
career.
difficulty
Because every time he passes to Mo Salah goes and scores. Third of all, there is something called conversion rate. I'll give you a prime example. Mo Salah in front of goal, 15 big chances missed, 15 big chances scored. Meaning, I know for a fact, I create 2 big chances for Mo, he's going to score 1 and miss 1. Clinical. Jota, almost the same. Not 50%, but like 40%. Diaz, as shit as he was last season, even he was like at 30%, 25% from the big chances created. This guy is at 13%, brother. 1-3.
And this season so far is on 25. Okay, so
You know-
he's improved.
You know, he has 2 goals in the
He's
last
also
21
only
games.
played 100. He's also only played 134 minutes this season. So
Oh, we're doing this minutes thing. You're
No,
never
but
gonna
he-
win.
he hasn't played a lot.
Husam, you're choosing.
What is
your
it, guys?
own
Is it the
future
ponytail that
narrative.
you like? What is it exactly? Tell me.
Okay, can I give you some stats then?
The
So
aura, the tattoos.
I'll give you the stats then. Last season then, because that's when everyone had the biggest problem with Darwin last year, right?
No, I've had a problem since we bought him.
Okay, but that last year was when everyone lost their mind.
He's still a problem till now.
22 games started in the Premier League, 18 GA, 11 goals, 8 assists. He played in the League Cup, 5 games, 2 starts. He had 1 goal, 3 assists. In the Europa League, 10 games, 6 starts, 4 goals, 1 assist. So every time he starts, he scores
and-
goals.
but so
Sure.
Against some
doesn't-
crap teams there. I'm
so
sorry.
here's-
He scored
hold on.
2 goals in the
So
last
pick and shoot.
21
So now the
games.
team is crap. None of you guys can score
No,
against them
no,
teams.
Which is, the
Constantly
main
wrote-
None of us
the
are
main-
being paid
Let's
hundreds
stop
of
calling
thousands of
teams.
pounds a week.
No, let's stop calling teams crap because none of you guys sitting there could score against any of them teams.
No, okay, but you agree
can't
there's a
put the
relative,
Europa League teams
but the
in there.
relative difficulty. There's a difference between the difficulty of level of opposition in the Europa
Okay,
League.
so is
But do you-
Bournemouth better than Atalanta?
No. But do you
Is
agree
Bournemouth
that?
better than
Do you know-
Atalanta then?
But do you agree that? Okay, let's
Is
talk about
Nottingham
average.
Forest better than Atalanta?
Okay, but is Manchester
West
City
Ham better
better,
than Atalanta?
than Troyes or whoever represented France in the Europa League?
I mean, Brest
I
are in the
don't-
Champions League.
I don't think that this is the proper lens to use
No,
to
but relative
to
difficulty isn't
to
an
view this
important
from
barometer.
Yeah.
If you're looking purely at numbers, you're never going to get the full picture of
Just
everything.
say you
right?
don't like the way he plays instead of his numbers.
your
His
iPad.
numbers
No,
are
no,
hold
horrible.
on, but Endz,
No, I don't.
there's
I don't
one
like the way
very
he plays.
important
I
fact.
would understand if you said you don't like how he plays football.
I don't.
Endz,
Because he can't play
Endz.
football.
No,
Right.
He doesn't play football.
the problem
like a
with the
child.
numbers is very simple. The problem with the
Track and
numbers is
field.
very simple. What Darwin Nunez, his output last season in the Premier League, objectively, face on paper, is good, right? What was it? 18 GA in
No,
22
it's not.
games? Hold on.
22
Husam,
starts.
allow me to finish my point. Okay. 23 starts, 18 GA, or
Yeah.
whatever it is, 19 GA. Objectively, face down on paper, without context, that is good. The issue that I have is that I believe, given the amount of chances that he has, that he had, and the low conversion rate that he possessed, that should have been more. And because it should have been more, because he had a 16% conversion rate, Nicholas Jackson had a 23%. People like to shit on him. Rasmus Højlund had a 28%. People like to shit on him. Because of those facts, to me, it should have been more. The baseline is not awful. I think that a lot of people, they take the baseline and they run a mile with it because he misses an open net here and there. But ultimately, it should have been more based on the amount of chances that he had. I don't think that his output was terrible. I think that he showed up at pivotal moments at certain times. He also disappeared at some. But ultimately, it's about what is your conversion rate based on the chances that you get. And if it's 16%, that's not good enough no matter how many goals you score. Because
Thank you.
ultimately,
That's what I'm saying.
you are leaving goals on the table, and that's not what I want from the striker. Because let's
Which is a
be
fair
real.
point.
Yeah,
Which is a fair point.
because
But
if
like
Darwin
the
Nunez
names
had
I've heard
average
Sam
chances-
call him, and I've heard some people call him. I'm like, he ain't been that bad.
No, he's not. But relative to what he has the potential to be, given everything else in his game, the ability of, I mean, listen, we have to credit him. He was able to get 60 chances created for him. You have to give him some credit there. The guy is good. He's quick. He can get to open spaces. But that doesn't mean anything if you don't score, right? If Darwin Nunez had average numbers in terms of chances created for himself, no one would be sitting here saying anything. If his conversion rate was 22% with the same numbers, none of us would say anything because he's not missing opportunities. It's just the fact that I think that there's a higher ceiling for him that he's not meeting, and that's because of composure
That's
in
the
front of
fair
goal.
point.
It's just composure in
look,
front of goal.
There's also something else that people need to look at as well. We completely reinvented how we play up front last season
Mhm.
to fit
For 5
Nunez.
games.
And Salah was the one.
For
that
5
lost
games,
out.
and then we went back to the normal Liverpool way.
Salah was the one that lost out, and he got so much grief because he wasn't in those positions. And that's what annoys me the most. You swap him round, and Salah's scoring 20, 30 goals. Like, he's scoring more of those chances. Jota's scoring more of those chances, but he just wasn't fit. And the biggest issue for me is we're not reinventing the way we attack for Nunez now.
Mhm.
And that's why Nunez looks really
Did
poor.
you hear what the manager said today in his press conference? He did say that the team needs to change the way they when one Jota is on, we're going to play a certain way. When Nunez is on, we're going to play a different way. Are we just choosing not to listen to the manager now?
Well,
No, I
let's see
think
how
that's
this
fair.
goes then.
No, I think that's
He didn't
fair.
look
I
poor
think
he did not look
we
poor
can
in
only
all that he
judge.
created at
We can
Bologna.
only judge, but we can only judge what we see now. And if that changes in future, I'm happy to change my opinion. Do I want
When you
Darwin
got
Nunez
onto his
to
conversion
succeed?
rate, it's higher this year.
We spent 85 million pounds, 100 million euros, or at least rising up to that kind of level. I want him to succeed. If we don't spend as much money as other teams, right? So when we spend money, that signing needs to bang, whether it's a 20 million pound, 40 million pound, 70 million pound, 100 million pound signing. So we've spent that money. I want him to succeed, but right now, I don't. And it's unfortunate, but I don't really see him improving, and I don't see a way that this improves.
Yep.
If I'm proved wrong, I'm very happy to be proved wrong.
So
for
why don't you
me,
give the manager the
Same.
opportunity to?
no, for me,
to fix
When
it?
I called in, let me just say one thing, please. When I called in the summer on G's channel, I was there with Jerry and Endz as well. I was one of the people. I was very harsh on Luis Diaz because last season, towards the end of the season, he was doing magic acts of disappearing. Last 6 months of last season, Diaz was rubbish. This season starts. Diaz has 5 goals in 6-7 games. He's playing really well. I gave him credit last game as well. The last Premier League game we had. Oh my God, who did we play?
He's on the pitch more though, Husam.
No. Who did we play?
You can't
Wolves.
compare him.
Wolves.
No. Forget who. Sorry, last Champions League game we played Bologna.
Last Champions League.
Bologna.
He didn't
Yeah, he was
even
good.
get one GA,
Yeah.
and I said
He was
Diaz
good,
was
though.
one of our better players. Why? Because Luis Diaz has improved. And this for me is because I have to call out something here. First of all, let me just do these because they are addressing as well a couple of you guys. Big up to Lex who says, "What's this, a Liverpool call-in show?" No, it's not a call-in show. It's a fixed panel, Lex.
No,
I need to
call-in
remember
show,
to
baby.
invite you
No,
someday.
it's a
I need to
call-in
remember
show.
to invite
It's a
you,
call-in show.
honestly.
Come on.
Everybody,
I need to remember to
everybody
invite you
call
one
us
time.
Sam.
I do need to remember to invite you, Lex.
Husam,
I just got your DM. I swear, I need to remember to invite you. Just remind me, please, for next week, inshallah. Big up to Mr. Link who says, "How has," and this is what I'm gonna call out, and then someone's calling out Endz, so we let him respond. How has Jota played this season? You know what makes me laugh about this question, Mr. Link? I'll tell you honestly what makes me laugh about this question. For the last 2 years, any single time someone talks about Darwin Nunez or criticizes him, immediately the sentence after is, "But how has person X played?" And this has nothing to do with Jota only. This is happening this season with Jota. It happened last season with Diaz. It happened the season before that with Salah, with Gakpo, with all the players. As soon as you ask the question, how has Darwin Nunez been this season, you guys? Oh, but Jota's been crap too. Oh, Diaz hasn't scored that many goals. Oh, Gakpo's blah, blah, blah. People say this every single time. The conversation today is about the player that has 2 goals in the last 21 Premier League games. Let's stick to the conversation. Diego Jota, you want to hear the truth? Diego Jota hasn't been good at all this season. Diego Jota's been crap this season. And even a crap Diogo Jota, I'd still rather him play over Darwin Nunez because Darwin Nunez has at least shown me the capability of playing well. Jota, he's shown me the capability of playing well. Let us address what's actually being addressed instead of us making it about other players. Because if we were to do a section on Mo Salah, I tell you, against Bologna, he was crap, but he won us the game in 2 moments. An assist and a goal. I said it, didn't I say it in the chat, Jerry, when you were there? I told you, I said,
yeah,
the guy
but then
didn't
you
have
called
a good
me
game
out,
overall.
Tom. You called me
He
out.
didn't have a good game overall, but he won us the game. So that's the difference for me. If you're winning us games, if you're doing that, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest away, if you're doing that at a more consistent level, then we'd have that conversation. The stats, what Mike said is true. The stats look good without the context. You add the context, suddenly they don't look good. Meaning 11 goals scored is good, but when you have 27 big chances missed next to the 11 goals, that's where it's a problem. You're going to need that to
You
be
also create
20 goals.
big
One
chances,
second, you're
Darwin.
going to need that to be 20 goals and 20 big chances missed. Or at least, if it's not 50%, let's say 18 goals and 22
30.
big chances missed.
30
We'd be like,
is a
okay,
good
fair
one.
enough, you're clinical. But one second, because there's a guy calling out Endz. Big up to Gagendeep. W's in the chat for Gagendeep. He says, calling Endz out, he criticizes Salah's performance when he gets GA. But when Nunez has stinkers, never calls it out and makes excuses about how he's utilizing the team. Under Klopp, now slot, and then talk about agendas on his channel. Massive words there from Gagendeep.
You know how stupid is. Listen, you can spend your money on the super chat. Do you know how dumb that sounds? You're meant to call people out when they're not performing. I call out Nunez when he doesn't score goals. But I'm trying to understand where people are using their agendas, i.e. saying that he's playing shit when I'm watching the game going, The things that you're asking him to do is hold the ball up, link the play, make runs, and hopefully score a goal. The manager comes out and tells you we didn't create enough for him, but we choose not to listen to that part and then carry on with our narratives and agenda. That doesn't make sense, bro.
Yeah, I think
criticize Salah because of his performances. When do we stop criticizing
that's
people?
not
Salah
logical.
also starts every game.
No, but there's
Nah,
a
what-
problem with that logic, Endz, because you can't
Why?
use one metric for one guy and one for the other.
It's the same for all of them.
No, because if your metric is GA, Salah wins
I
that.
don't use GA, bro. That's the thing. That's what he's saying. Why?
But
Why?
you just said he had how you just read out the stats when we started the section.
No, because we was talking about stats for the player during the season. The reason why you guys didn't like him in the first place because you don't think he's contributing enough.
Are you talking about the last game?
Yeah, 100%.
No, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
And-
With the
Oh,
Nunez
the last
situation, with the Nunez situation, yeah. For me, I'm going to be honest, right? I think a striker for 80 million, 11 goals and whatever assists, whatever people think, I just don't think it's good enough. I just like, even if you think it's decent, for me, it's not good enough for the amount of money. My biggest issue is, and this is coming from a person that wanted Nunez. If you don't believe it, go and check my previous videos when he got signed. I'm the one that was raving about him and talking about him at Benfica, how, oh my God, we're going to start finally play over 10. We signed Carvalho, yada, yada, yada. Is the fact that he is someone that struggles with the basics, which is, can you control the ball? Can you pass the ball? Can you set it off? Can you do this? Now, in the game where, so in the Bologna game, done a really good passage of play. The ball came into him, held it up, sprayed it out to Salah, made a run into the box that drew the defender away. Salah then had the space to put the ball in for McAllister. Great. I messaged Endz on that day as that happened and said, that's all I want to see from Nunez. If he can carry on doing that, that's what I want from Nunez. And then whatever goals he goes and chips with perfect. Problem is though, 2 seconds after that, he has a simple pass to make to Szoboszlai, and the attack breaks down. You know, and that for me is the problem. Now we go to Nunez and the whole argument of, oh, but these players can improve, right? Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not remember a single striker, right? A single striker that has moved from club A to club B for a decent amount of money, not start off well, and finally come good 2-3 years down the line. It doesn't happen. When Torres signs, straight away he's good. Suarez signs, straight away he's good. Sturridge signs, straight away he's good. Haaland signs, straight away he's good. Kane comes through the ranks, straight away he's good. There's none of this. Give him 2 years and see how he does.
Jay, the team
and
that
as a
you
result,
mentioned, sorry, bro. The teams that you mentioned and players you've mentioned, when they buy those strikers, they play solely for those strikers. We tried it for 5 games and opted back to go, do you know what? We ain't doing this. We need to make sure Mo gets his.
The thing is, we say that, right?
But that's what happened, bro.
No, we say that. Another one. Benzema.
Torres, we played for Torres. We signed Suarez, we played for Suarez. We signed Sturridge, we played for.
Yeah, but we played for Nunez. That's why Salah became a touchline winger.
I think, but do you know what it is? But do you know what it is? And this is the problem. The argument that we don't play for Nunez, I believe Klopp did everything in his power to actually play for Nunez. No, I didn't. I think even the fact
after the 5th game, we stopped putting Salah touchline.
No, but listen, we stopped doing Salah touchline. But guess what we actually did? We went and moved Trent infield. So we can get Nunez further up the pitch without him having to drop in. We also then, when that didn't work, we said, you know what? Nunez play off the left in his first season. Why? Because Nunez, as Mike said, rapid. Spacing behind, he can kill teams, right? He can kill teams. He's got rapid pace and he's got decent movement.
If he stays on side.
Exactly. If he stays on side. The problem is again, it's the basics. Now, I don't know a single striker, right, that has gone and had a poor, like, where they've underachieved, in my opinion, and then been able to go and turn it around. Joe Linton had to become a midfielder to make something out of himself. That just doesn't happen because strikers, for me, are players that play off confidence, right? And they have that confidence. When Torres' confidence dipped, you never saw the same Torres. When Werner's confidence dipped, you never saw the same Werner, right? So the striker that you saw at Benfica, or the potential that you saw in him, where you're looking at certain compilations thinking, oh, he finished a great chance there and he did this and he did that, and if we can do that for him, it will work at Liverpool. Unfortunately, it won't work because he is unable to do the basics. And now that his confidence is low,
until we give the opportunity this season, because I openly said I'll give him 1 more year. If he doesn't,
we can't afford to.
Why can't
Yeah,
we?
we can.
We've got Jota, we got Salah, we got Diaz, we got
hold
Foden.
on. What do you
We've got a
mean we
brand
can't
new
afford it?
manager.
We
Is that?
don't have
brand
an
new
option.
manager.
One
You
second,
can't
one
afford
second.
to.
Why can't the other thing is here? Why can't we? I don't even understand why you're not even allowed to criticize players, bro. In terms of, and if they score, why can't you still criticize them? Just to go back to the Superchat.
Endz, we're Liverpool FC. We're top
Well,
of
we
the
got
table.
strikers,
We've got a
bro.
brand new manager. We
Strikers, and we know
afford-
Nunez ain't the main starter.
We
So
can't
what's your
afford
point?
to have a striker that can only score 2
But
goals
he's
in
not
22
he's not
games.
our main starter. So what's your point?
So he's just a squad player.
But that's what he's being used as
Right
at the
now,
moment.
that's what he is. He only has
Well, that's
100
what he
he
is
only has
then.
124 minutes.
What should we do? What should we do? Should we give him? Should we put all our eggs in the Nunez basket based on what we've seen, or do we use him in piecemeal? You know, on and off. All I can say is, from what I've seen so far, I wouldn't trust it. Now, if Slot turns it round and decides to do it, look, ultimately managers they live and by their decisions. So if Slot takes that decision one way or the other, then if it works, then he'll be congratulated for it and he'll be applauded and absolutely correctly. And if he doesn't, he'll be criticised for it.
You trust the manager then, or not?
I trust the manager, but
So then you
I
should
don't.
trust the decision with Nunez then.
But
No,
he
but
hasn't
then
made a
Endz-
decision with Nunez. But he hasn't even made a decision with Nunez
This
so
is
far.
the end of the argument
Right?
that I have a problem with.
So far, what we've seen today, he doesn't trust Nunez. Can we agree with that?
I don't know
No,
about
but
that.
I
don't know
listened
about
to what he said, and he said that we need to
Okay,
learn how to play with
okay.
both strikers. And he
Sure,
said,
okay.
especially in the last game, he said Nunez made
So-
some good runs, and his teammates
Yes.
didn't find him enough in the game.
Okay, that is true, and that can be true. But
No, it's
can we
not.
also say, it can be true in moving forward if the team does move towards that strategy. But we can also say, from what we've seen to date with Arne Slot and with Darwin Nunez, he doesn't appear to trust him on the same level. He hasn't given that as many minutes and as many starts.
The issue that I have.
Both of those things can be true, right? Both
I
those things.
agree.
I think-
Yes. Yes.
So in that same thing, do you not think he trusts his Gakpo then?
But Gakpo,
What does that have to do with it? Performances have nothing to do with trusting Slot.
Right now, I think he trusts.
How does that make sense? Because
Right now, he
not
trusts
starting
Diaz
him.
more.
Like, how can you trust?
Right now, he
How
trusts
do you
Diaz
play
more.
Gakpo ahead of Diaz when Diaz is scoring like 5 goals in like 13 shots and
Yeah.
he's playing out of his skin?
So
You
he's
can't.
scoring-
You can't.
he's playing well
Diaz
and he's
has
scoring
forced
goals.
his way into the team.
I
That's
just
it.
want to
Bringing
backtrack,
Nunez in because Jota's not playing that well, and that's fair enough.
which is fine. But
So if you don't start, you're not trusted by the manager. That's fair.
I just
Of
want
course,
to. I
what
just
else
want
is
to
it?
rewind like 2 seconds here to something that Kmack said. Right now, there is nothing that Liverpool can do. Darwin Nunez is not going anywhere. He is a Liverpool player. The transfer window was closed. He is not being sold in January. So if he's going to be used as a squad player, which he has 124 minutes and however many games we've had, I believe it's 10, that it is what it is, right? Ultimately, what have I seen with Arne Slot so far? I have seen tactical malleability, and I have seen his ability to completely change the profile of a player. Now, I'm not going to sit here and compare the God-given talent of Ryan Gravenberch and Darwin Nunez. But if Arne Slot in 10 games can turn Ryan Gravenberch into the best midfielder in the Premier League, then I can only hope that he could turn Darwin Nunez from a 13% conversion rate striker to a 19-20% conversion rate.
Completely disagree.
He's on 25%, by the way, Mike.
Listen,
Completely disagree.
for right now, yes. But
I don't think you
ultimately, which is fine, you can hold that opinion. But ultimately, there's nothing that this club can do at this current moment about Darwin Nunez other than try to figure out what his role is going to be. And if it's going to be an impact player, then he's going to be an impact player. Has he had certain moments in this season so far in his 125 minutes where I've said to myself, oh, that was a little poor? Yeah, but he's also shown me good moments, right? That offside goal, I'm sorry, that was not his fault. He's making the run, the pass is late, the defender's behind him, and the defender steps. Okay, if Mo releases that half a second earlier, he's onside. And it doesn't matter.
Sorry, if that's Mo Salah. I'm sorry, if that's Mo Salah, he's onside.
No,
Okay,
he's
I don't.
No, he's not.
He bends his run.
Personally,
No, he's not.
I completely disagree because the defender jumped off. The defender jumped onside behind Darwin, and Mo was late to the pass, and Darwin still finished it. Okay, it was a one-on-one, and he finished it near side. Ultimately, he hasn't had enough minutes this season for me to change my opinion on him. But like it or not, whether or not you rate him, it's irrelevant because he's our second striker. And until that changes, I mean, we can go in circles all day, but Arne Slot needs to figure out a way to use him. And however he's
Yeah, but
going
he
to figure
broke
that
the
out,
record
I'm
for
going to have to
offsides,
trust him.
Mike. That could be a
I know
person.
that.
Yeah, but that could be his issue is not holding his run
Husam, okay, that's
When
fine.
did he
In the
break the
past,
record? When did he break it? This year or last year?
last season.
Okay, so we're in a new season. Let's
I
talk
am
about this
not going to hold the one offside he has this season to
Endz,
him
if you
because it
move the
wasn't his fault.
goalposts one more time, it's
Only
going to
one.
become an NFL field.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is though? What Mike's saying is right. Like there's nothing we can do with Nunez. He's at the club. That's why I'm saying I don't even get on him. It is what I don't want him to score goals. Just do the basics. When we're discussing like what Nunez is, right? If we're talking, you know what I mean, we're not having this conversation about Endo, whether he's good enough as a squad player. I think Nunez in the squad is fine. I think the aim, right, for an £85 million player, as Rack said, is for he should be the starter in the team. And the fact that he isn't the starter in the team, right, after 2 seasons under 2 different managers, right, still, I don't know, improved marginally.
But he's not Slot's 85 million player, bro.
No,
he's the player that he's inherited.
Of course. But
He's
neither
inherited
are-
the whole team. He hasn't
Exactly.
signed
No,
anyone.
but
Exactly.
I'm going off of what Jay's saying about the
No.
player being 85
Hence,
million.
come
He's
on, man.
inherited the
Salah's
player.
not
He's
his
not.
player
No
either.
one's
So where is he
not.
going from
denying,
here?
no one's
He's
denying that we overpaid for him. We all know,
Yeah.
we all know that we overpaid for Darwin Nunez. But at the end of the day,
Yeah, we overpaid by about
this
60
is
million.
this is the sunken cost fallacy. It doesn't matter. That money has been spent. You can sit here and you can grape over the money, or you could just come to the reality that that money is gone. I will never get it again, and I have to do whatever I can with what I bought it with to win. And can Darwin Nunez somehow figure out a way? I'm going to hope, because if Arnie Slot can turn Ryan Gravenberch around, all I have to do is hope that Darwin Nunez gets 5% better. 5%. We're talking about 5%.
The thing is with forwards,
Mike,
and
we
this
all
is
hope,
when
by the way.
it's
We all
exactly-
want him to score
I think-
50 goals.
Of course,
I
Exactly.
want
Of
50,
And I think-
I'm just
500
trying to be
goals from
objective
Nunez
here.
this
I'm
year.
just
And I
trying to
think-
not hold
I'll
agenda.
pray for it.
And I think if we remember and look at forwards, right, the difference is that unfortunately for Nunez to fulfill whatever people think he can be, which is get goals on a more consistent basis, right? He's within himself has got to do what many forwards have been unable to do. And like I said, no one's given me an example of a forward that was poor and then suddenly turned it around, right? He's got to be able to go and do that, right? Whilst being able to go and do the basics, because even if he does the basics really well, as I said, you know what, he's playing for Bologna, done really well, linked up the play and set the pass out. It's not going to be good enough, because it's not going to be good enough for the type of forward he is. He's not a Bobby Firmino. He's not that type of player, right? So if that's going to be his role, he's not the best in class at that. And Liverpool are always going to aim to get the best in class. Even if you're not spending that money, you're going to look to going into the market or go and look to bring someone from the academy, whatever it is, to get the best you can to go and do a certain role. Now, his best role is running in behind, and of course, we thought was scoring goals. It's not linking up the play. It's not spraying a pass. It's not getting loads of assists. So if he can't do that and he can't turn that around, then of course he can be a bench player, and that's great. But if we're talking about what Nunez is to the club and the fact that he's got the number 9 top and the fact that he's supposed to be our number 9, he should really be starting games by this point, 2 seasons in, going into his 3rd, then that for me is a cause for concern. Now, of course, the season's not done, so we've got to we've got to keep him, right? But there comes to a point where you have to go and improve the squad. And when you look at it, it's like, well, of course you can get rid of Jota and bring someone else in and keep him on the bench. But if anything, you want to increase the quality of the squad, and you want someone better than the forward that you've got right now. So the only issue that you've got there, or the problem child, is Darwin Nunez. And unfortunately, no matter how good his qualities are in terms of running it behind and stuff, he's incapable of showing it at Liverpool. And that's the problem that we've got right now. So even like, and the fact that, you know, Gravenberch's been able to go and improve. Gravenberch's game isn't about getting numbers. Nunez, it doesn't matter how well he plays. If he doesn't get numbers, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If Nunez goes and he's not that player anyway, but even if he was to do just the basics well, which is I get the ball, I control it well, I just pass it off and stuff. He has a game like he did against Wolves where he's just non-existent. Or was it Wolves where he played? Or another game? There was a game where he played Bournemouth, where he played and he was more or less non-existent. He didn't exist in the game. He didn't do anything wrong, but he didn't affect the game. Didn't play a critical part. It wasn't really an impactful player on the game, and that's the issue you're going to have with Darwin Nunez, and that's a problem for Liverpool.
I believe you have a question. What do you see him as the main man? Because the way that you guys are speaking is if you see him as the main man.
No. I
Where
look
is
at him in a
number
team
nine
as a
shirt?
I'm
team.
asking everyone, not just you, Jay. I'm asking everyone on the
Oh,
panel.
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys see him as
Yeah,
the main
The
man.
number 9 shirt.
So no, that's not the question, bro. It's a very simple one. Do you see him as the main man at the club?
No. Can I just say something else as well?
So
And
if
this
you
is-
don't see him as the main man, then the numbers.
this is-
The difference is the problem is the problem is I don't see him becoming the main man either.
No.
That's the difference.
Can I just touch on what Jerry said as well? Because Jerry really hit the nail on the head. And the word he said was problem child. And that is going to be the downfall for him because he's not the guy you can trust. He's not the guy that's going to get you over the line. And the reason why I say it is we bought him and he got a stupid sending off and then he was banned. And everybody was like, what's going on with this guy? And then the start of this season,
he scored against City.
he got a 5-match ban for his international team for losing his temper and throwing a chair into the crowd. Like,
that was more the fault of the US.
Like,
so guys,
season,
no, you're talking. No, but I'm not hearing it. If you don't see him as the main man,
10 games,
him as the main man.
The point just doesn't
12
make
big
sense,
chances.
though. What do you mean if you see him as the main man?
No,
so if we
because
don't see anyone as the main man,
no, because the way that you guys but the way that you guys are speaking about is as if he's the main.
I don't
guy.
see Robertson as the main man. Does that mean that he should
85
play like
million
shit
quid.
in every game?
All right, let me make the point, and then you can disagree, agree, whatever you want to do, because it seems like you guys are hiding from it. If he's not the main man, or if you think he's the main man, I can get your point in terms of
He was bought to be the main man. It doesn't matter what
you're setting high standards for him. Fine. You want him to get X amount of goals. You want him to play in a certain way. That's fine. If you don't see him as the main man, then surely what he's contributing now to the team is enough. Because if we look around,
we have
other teams.
million
We look
for
around to the
sub.
other teams, and we're looking at the guys that's not the main man in their team. He's getting more. He's contributing more than those guys are. If you see him as the main man, then I can understand where you guys are coming from.
To the umpteenth degree to defend your guy. We
I'm
did not pay
my guy, bro. It's all of our guys. He plays for the team we support.
That's why you're smiling.
It's all of our guys, bro.
65 million without add-ons for someone who's not the main man. When Liverpool pays 65 million,
you guys don't see him as the main man.
One second. When Liverpool pays 65 million for a player, it's for him to start, it's for him to deliver. 65 million is what we paid for Alisson. 10 million more is what we got for Van Dijk. When we pay that much money, those transfers we expect to be the main man. We want to be the main man, and we predict that at some point in time they'll be the main man. It's the start of season 3. It's episode 7 of season 3, and we're saying the same shit that we said season 1, episode 1. And this is the problem.
I'm asking you guys. I'm not asking the club.
One second. Let it sink in what Jerry said, because it's the most potent point. I'm in season 3. Until this very second, none of us are saying Nunez should be the main man. Not a single one of us saying he should start in the next game. And he should play.
You should be happy with what he's contributing.
And this is the best.
I see him as not a Liverpool player.
This is the best way I see it, right? This is the best way I see it, right? If Liverpool had signed Endo for £65 million, there will be no talk of Zubimendi. There'll be no talk of playing Gravenberch in that system. There'll be nothing because we'd have to go and play him, right? So now with Nunez, this is a problem I've got, is that you sign a player for that amount of money. Unfortunately, it becomes a problem because even if that's not Slot's player, that's it's the amount that the club paid for an asset, and it's we have to kind of this is got to work. Well, we're not going to go and get you another forward for that amount of money because Liverpool don't operate like that. So that's the biggest problem. If Liverpool signed Van Dijk for 75 million and it didn't work, Liverpool aren't going out again like a Chelsea to go out and buy another or City to go and fix the problem.
That's the better question, Jerry.
And for me, that's the problem, because I looked at it and I was like, cool, you know, Nunez can be on the bench, but I don't really trust Jota because, you know, he could just break down at any given moment in time. I want Ivan Toney. This is what I wanted, right? Liverpool can't afford to go and get an Ivan Toney because they've just spent 85 or 65.
Because we can't afford a £65 million player.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. They won't.
The reason why
won't do it. They
regardless way it is, they won't. Same way, Liverpool only entertained the idea of signing or signing Zubimendi this summer because the summer before we have an Endo there. Which, of course, he had a really, really good season. But someone like that, Liverpool can go and be like, well, you can become a squad player and that's fine. You cannot warrant Nunez becoming a squad player. That does, it's unfathomable, because Liverpool are not, unless they get rid of him, they are not going to go and get someone to boost the level of Liverpool going forward. Now, looking into the future, 2 seasons down the line, maybe next season, whatever, if Salah goes, right, you're not going to replace Salah. So now you're going to have whatever right winger you can get, which again may or may not work, and you're going to have a Darwin Nunez potentially starting if a Jota breaks down, because he's your main man, and that's the problem. Is how do you now get rid of this this is why I called him a problem child. How do you get rid of this 85 million euro problem?
But if you take the price tag away, and I guess obviously we can,
but we can't do. That's the problem.
Yeah, from an Arne Slot standpoint, you can, because he didn't buy him, so it's just a player inherited.
But guess what ends?
Based on everyone on the panel, let me finish this point, and I'll let you go.
Cool.
Based on everyone on the panel, we're saying Jota is the main guy, right? He's the starter. He's the one that starts up front. I'm looking at the guy that's on the bench that doesn't start. He's not getting the minutes. He's not the main guy at the football club. But every time you guys want to set standards as if he is the main man, you don't rate him anyway. You don't want him to start, and he's sitting on the bench. So if he comes on and contributes to the team, maybe scoring a goal, getting an assist here or there, that's still better than not doing anything, especially if he's not the main guy. But I don't understand how you set in the standard as if he's the main guy.
But it's better than doing nothing. Sure, it's better than doing nothing. But is it enough?
A 32 goal contribution last year.
Look at our standards here.
32 goals contribution.
Goal contributions are nonsense.
32 goal contribution last year for not being the main guy. For not being the main guy, is that not good enough for you?
I mean, he started.
No, let's not divert.
I literally did answer the question.
Okay, sorry. Did you say yes or no? I couldn't hear you because other people are talking. 32 goal contribution.
Would you like to know why he had loads of goal contributions?
It's not good. It's not good enough. Now, do you want context for that, or do you just want to leave it at that? I'll leave it at that. If you want.
Yeah, it's not good enough. So I'm saying not good enough.
No, fair enough. No, you don't have to explain. That's fine. You've set high standards. That's fine. You need to score more as not being the main man.
Of course, we set high standards because we paid 65 million.
And do you want to know why he had loads of goal contributions? Because we had strikers that could score.
That's a nonsense.
But two ways. But
strikers scored.
But this is what I was going to say with Nunez, right? It's like, that's fine.
You might have waxing lyrical of Duran recently. He's a backup.
I'm not waxing lyrical of Duran.
He can contribute 100%, and this is the problem. Like, he can go and contribute. That's fine.
And he's contributing by scoring the odd goals are there. So 32. If Duran gets 32 GA, I want to hear you guys say, nah, good enough as well.
But do it is, and it's not the fact that him being a squad player is not good enough. I'm not having that. If he's just in the squad, cool. The problem is that he should be the number one. That's the problem. Jota's only in the team because Nunez is underperforming.
Nunez is not good enough.
Jota's not in the team because he was signed over Nunez, and Nunez is the squad player. No. It's not like Liverpool signed Zubimendi and Endo's not in the squad because Zubimendi is the marquee signing. Nunez was the marquee signing. Nunez was supposed to. He got given the number 9 shirt after his second season because he's the marquee signing. The same way Diaz is. The same way Diaz got the number 7 and Gakpo didn't get the number 7 last season.
And we criticized Diaz last year as well.
Exactly. So when you go and look at Darwin Nunez, of course he's not the starter. He's not this. So that's why I'm saying I'm not expecting him to go and score goals. I'm going to put it out there. I'm not, because he's not playing the games, but he should be playing the games. So the question is, why is he not playing the games? Why is he not playing the games?
And that's the answer.
Because of course Slot didn't go and sign him. But guess what? If I'm a business owner, right, and I come into a business or I purchase a business and I've got these assets, I don't look at the assets and think, well, I didn't purchase the assets, so it doesn't matter that they could just be losses. No. You have to account for them. And I guarantee you, when Slot came into the team, it was a situation of, well, these are the players you've got. Yeah, we're not saying these players. We just signed this X amount for this player, so we can't really let him go. So you're going to have to make this work. And he's agreed to it. So now this problem that he's talking about would have been Klopp's problem or Liverpool's problem. It's not like Slot can come in and be like, well, I don't care about that. That's not my problem. No. He's there. And now, as Mike said, he's got to try and solve that issue. The problem he's having, though, is he's trying to solve the issue, but so far it hasn't worked out. As Rack said, he doesn't feel it's going to work out. Mike hopes it works out somehow. Currently, it's not working out, because if it was, you'd see him starting, and it's as simple as that. Because guess what? It was a clean slate for everyone. Gravenberch is a great example of that. Gravenberch last season, you saw how it was, right? Got an equal chance as everyone else, did. He is now this season. He's starting. Simple.
That could change in the next 6 games as well. Is that going to be the same opinion?
It could. No. It could. But we're talking about right now, isn't it? I don't know. Again, if it changes and at the end of the season he gets 40 goals, there's nothing I can say about that. It's like, well, all right, it changed.
And we'll all be happy. We'll all be happy.
Yeah. But
we'll
you want me to show you the celebration of?
We'll all gladly
I can share a new tab right now. Show you my Liverpool Forest watch along from last year when Nunez scored in the last minute. What do you think? I didn't celebrate that shit. I celebrated the fuck out of it.
Once again, I believe that the lens, again, it's foggy, because you can sit there and you can say that he's not starting Nunez because he doesn't think Nunez is good enough, and that's a validated opinion. But on the other end of the coin, I could say, well, he's not starting Nunez because, to me, in the first 10 games, the easiest route would be potentially the easiest route in his system right now may just be Jota's play style. The easiest way for him to win games at the current moment within the first 10 games of the season without trying to change the whole universe is to play Jota, right? And then maybe, just maybe, the reason why he's not playing Darwin Nunez is because he hasn't quite figured that out yet. That's why he has 125 minutes. That's it. You know, I can flip the coin. So, like, again, the problem with Darwin Nunez is that it's all predicated on the lens that you view it from and the context that you choose to view it from. And unfortunately, that's why he's such a polarizing player.
So Mike, this is not like a trick question. I'm actually asking you to get an idea. With Nunez, why has it not worked out? Why has Jota been the easy option? What are the reasons as to why? To you.
To me, it would be because Diogo Jota is better at dropping back than Darwin Nunez is. Diogo Jota is better than dropping back into space and linking up play between the wingers than Darwin Nunez, right? And right now, the way that we're playing this possession style system, where Arne Slot's like, I want total domination of the ball, I want total control. Who is the best striker at my club right now?
Not the only thing Jota's better than Nunez.
Hold on, Husam.
Clearly, he's not goal scoring.
Husam. This is
not. He's got one goal each.
That's not the point of this argument. We all know that Diogo Jota is a better finisher than.
Yeah, but that's probably one of the reasons as well why Slot starts him.
I don't believe so. I believe that the reason why he would do that would be because it creates a more ever-flowing system in terms of total domination of possession. Right, because if Arne Slot wanted to go out there,
I agree.
And if Arne Slot wanted to say, I'm playing counterball today, I'm not starting Diogo Jota. I'm putting Darwin Nunez in there. I'm saying stay on the halfway line, give the defender 5 yards, and make up the pace. I don't ever want to see you even 100%. Line with the defender. So to me, I like that would be the reason, because Diogo Jota can link up play better.
So I agree with that, right? Now that's the question, right? Why would currently, right, when things are working well, and this is what football's about, why would he move away from, as you said, a system that creates these ever-flowing patterns of play that have led us to win 9 out of 10 games? Do you know what I mean? Like, we conceded only 3 goals. Why would he move away from that to go and just hope to go and make Nunez better?
Not every game is the same.
No.
We haven't played anyone of strength yet. Like, we haven't played an Arsenal or a Chelsea or a Tottenham or a Newcastle. We played mid to bottom table level teams.
No, correct.
I don't know how we're going to play against 100%, Chelsea.
100%, and
October
100%. But is it not fair to say, right? And maybe I'm wrong, that Slot would prefer to dominate the ball against Chelsea, dominate the ball against or attempt to
against
dominate
everyone,
the ball against Arsenal, against everyone. Because the idea, because again, when the manager comes into a team, right? Like when I coach and coach, when you come to a team, you have your set principles that you go with. And you have to kind of force them in, and there are growing pains, right? You don't go, and obviously this is the type of manager Slot is. He's not like Ancelotti. You don't go and chop and change and try different systems, because ultimately you start to dilute whatever it is you're trying to create, and especially when you're talking from a philosophy standpoint. So when Slot's coming into the team, Slot's looking at it and thinking, you know what? This game I'm going to go like this, but then we're going to change it up completely, and we're going to go like this. Why wouldn't he? Because the benefits long term, just like when Klopp came in, right? The benefits long term of emphasizing your philosophy and creating a style of play means that in 2, maybe even or later on in the season, in 2 seasons, in 3 seasons, right? You have a system that enables you to go and compete to the highest level. Arteta is the biggest example of it. But Klopp is though. We saw it with Klopp. When we first came in, it was rock and roll. It was this, it was that. It was the same arguments were being had. Liverpool defensively are really bad. What's going on here? They're not doing this. But the core principles, how Liverpool wanted to play, where Trent's all the way pressing the fullback and stuff, things that we had never gone and seen, right? 2-3 years down the line, you saw the fruition of it, which meant that Liverpool were able to dominate the Premier League like they did and win the league and then win the Champions League the year before that. Slot has to get his ideals across to the team. He cannot do that if he's getting his ideals across to the team. He's saying that he believes in these principles, and then halfway through the season goes, actually, we're going to go and change it. Conte, even like a Conte, right? He had his principles. He made the change, but after he made the change, you stay consistent with how you want to go and play.
Yeah.
Of course, there are nuances. Of course, there are nuances to a game. So, like in the Bologna game, he plays a Nunez, plays Jota up front with him as well, or drops Jota but plays Nunez, and we were trying to obviously catch teams on the break. But he still looks to go and dominate possession. Now, if he looks to dominate possession, it means that Nunez is always going to be second choice, and of course, he can come in and make an impact. But I don't see I don't see any evidence, or I don't see an area where he's going to come in and be like, yeah, Nunez is going to be my main guy now. In the same way, you might look at like a Gakpo and a Diaz and think, oh, they might be interchangeable.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I
the thing.
Me
Even when
personally.
he's gotten the opportunities, it's not like here's the difference between Gakpo and Diaz is the perfect example. There's people asking for Gakpo to start left wing in the game against Palace. Why? Because when Gakpo has had the opportunity, he's banged in the goals. Or even when he's not scored, like against AC Milan, he's had fantastic performance. So he's made everyone go like, whoa, Diaz is cooking, but this Gakpo guy is cooking too. And we saw him cook in the Euros. Darwin Nunez went to the Copa America, did the same shit that he did for Liverpool, which is miss 9 big chances, then score 1. Like the game against Panama, where he could have had like 8 goals on his own, but he ended up scoring 1. And everyone's like, ooh, look, if you believe in Darwin Nunez, he's going to score goals. At the end of the day, the biggest problem in this whole conversation is season 3, we're saying the same stuff we said in season 1, same thing we said the same stuff in season 2. The only person who's brought a different point to the table is Mike, who's going like, oh yeah, it's because of like interchanging and all that stuff, which I understand in terms of like Jota's better with holding the ball. But anyway, listen, I don't want to keep you guys for too long because we've been going for real long. Big up to every single one of you guys in the chat. Make sure you guys are liking, make sure you guys are subscribing. Let me just do these super chats before we wrap up the stream. Big up to Ed. Is this Ed and Eddie? You're back, brother. It's been 500 years since I last saw you. Where the hell have you been? Hope you're good, bro. By the way, we just had a 55-minute Nunez debate. And it still doesn't change the fact that he has 2 goals in 21 games. Fact is, Nunez hasn't improved in 2+ seasons. This man hasn't worked out how to stay on side. He's like a child. You want to know why? It's probably the Trent's fault that he should have played the pass earlier to Nunez, but because he's been offside so many times at Liverpool, it's his fault by definition.
I get it.
His relationship with the
recency
offside
bias. I understand.
Wow. Is that the
understand.
narrative you're going to create, Husam?
I understand your
Recency
psychological
bias. It's been 3 years, Mike.
Yes,
What recency?
No.
If Trent plays it first time, Nunez scores a goal, and we're happy, bro.
Recency bias, meaning that because he's offside and because of how
All
many
the
times he's
time.
been offside, you automatically assume it's for X reason. He's only played 140 something minutes this season, and what has he been offside? That
How many minutes has Gakpo played,
Twice.
Mike? Can you tell the people?
Give me a second. Luis Diaz has played.
Let's figure that out.
Luis
as well.
Diaz
Big
has
up to you,
played
Ed. I hope you're good as well.
434.
Yeah, can you please find it out for
I
us?
got you.
Big up to Mr. Link, who says, I was told Jota scores all the Nunez misses. Why isn't Jota on 10 GA already? No, it's cricket. All the same smoke for Nunez that you do other players. If Jota had Darwin Nunez pace, he'd score 300
so
goals.
it's 'cause
for
of
us.
his
He's just slower
117
than
minutes.
Nunez. And
Gakpo
second of
scored
all,
117
once again, Mr. Link, you're doing the same shit that every time we are to have a conversation about X player, your question is, but player Y plays like crap. You want to know the difference between me and you? I say that Jota's been shit this season. No problem. But you bring out every single stat skewed in your direction to make out that Nunez has been good. But he hasn't been. That's the problem. 11 goals with 27 big chances missed is not good. Let's add the context to the stats. Let's not just do context-less stats.
13% is not good enough.
But he has a point, though. Shouldn't he have more goals and assists then?
Yeah, but I've
Because he's
already
a better
admitted
player,
that
the better
Jota's been
finisher.
crap. And you don't know the difference between me and you? I just admitted Jota's been shit this season.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying no. That's fine. I'm not asking if he's.
No, it's
crap
not
or
fine. That's actually the
I'm
debate.
not
I've
asking
said
if he's
Jota's
crap or
shit
not.
this
I'm
season.
just
No
saying,
problem.
based on him starting, and we're saying he's the better finisher, he's the better player. Shouldn't he already have more then? Because he's had.
I
more
just said Jota's been shit
Yes,
this
he
season.
should.
I just said it.
Have more.
Jota's
should.
been crap this season. No
I
problem.
can name at
admit
least
it.
one time he should have had an assist. AC Milan, he should have squared that ball to Dominic Soboslai, but he didn't. He shot it and he missed.
Yeah.
So how many goals does Jota have in the Prem so far?
I don't know about
2?
3 or 2.
2, I think.
Big up to Lex who says I can still cook. Is what Lex is saying. Fair enough. Big up to you, Lex. Listen, I messaged Lex. I'm gonna get him on next week, inshallah. Selection says whoever the guy in the red, he's doing the God's work. He's doing the devil's work. That's what he's doing. He ain't doing no God's work. He's doing the devil's work.
He's just
You
here
get
playing
me?
devil's advocate. He's just a professional.
working for the devil, aka Darwin Nunez. You get me? So yeah. Signings like Nunez is why Trent might not sign. Trent, when we first signed Nunez, tweeted out how
Trent
many
needs to worry about
IIHs
defending first before you can worry about signing a contract. Defend first, bro.
Wow. You're disrespecting someone who won a Champions League, a Premier League, local boy, born and bred, scored
And
some of the
that's been
best
his
goals
head-
you've ever
and his
seen in a
head's been-
Liverpool shirt, just to prop up a guy
No,
that has made you hold your head in shame
no, I'm not.
47 times in the Premier League in 2 years.
And I held my head-
And
And I had my hands up in 27 big chances he created, and everyone.
Trent
was
has
missing
more
them.
technique in his left test. Trent has more technique
And
in
the
his
goal
left
he
testicle
scored against Toulouse.
than Nunez has in his whole. But yeah, he scored so many goals. Europa League was the worst. You know, if I could go back in history, and change something. Right now, there's a genie. He appears here, and he's like, "I'll make any dream of yours come true." I'll tell him 2 things. First, I'd say that we actually defend against Mourinho and Chelsea in 13-14, so we can win, so we can draw that game and win the league. And the second thing I'd say is, I just want us to not play Benfica 3 years ago. Had we only not played Benfica, our life would have been so much different because Klopp Nunez score against us. I just would go back and change that draw so we didn't play Benfica.
Do you know?
But
Can I
then
have one?
we
Can
can
I have
all be
one?
happy.
Husam? Can I have one? If we're giving out
What?
genie wishes,
Go on.
I would go back to the Real Madrid final and make Trent switch on at the back post, and maybe would have had the Champions League.
That goal was Robertson's fault, actually.
No, it wasn't, bro. No, it wasn't. Man.
Go watch it.
No, it wasn't.
There was
man.
Yeah, it was
there
a
was a
whole
whole-
chain of
There was a
fuck-ups.
whole chain of events.
And the last chain of the events was a man switching off at the back stick as usual.
You know, I bet
last
Endz
man back
was
is the most
tweeting on
important.
Twitter. Are you on Twitter, Endz?
Oh yeah.
I bet 3 years ago when Nunez signed for us, you go like, Nunez is gonna get more goals than Haaland. I bet you're that guy.
No, I didn't.
And now you're out here going like, oh, he's not the main man, so it's okay.
No, I
that he
didn't. I'm an actual football purist, mate. I'm not deluded like some of these guys that listen.
Football purist. There's nothing
Purist,
pure
bro.
about
There's
Nunez.
nothing.
football
There's
wise.
nothing. No. I
Football
just,
purist.
no. I
Come
just
on.
stand on a standpoint of you guys can say what you want about a player, but I'm just looking at the facts. The facts is the guy has contributed as not being the main man, and you still have an issue with it. If he was the main man, I'll be on your side.
He should
Not
be
the main man.
He isn't. That's the
And,
point.
But he's
do you think he can be the main man?
What right now?
No. In the say for example, he stays at Liverpool for the next 2 years.
Yeah,
I think then at that point we've seen 5 years of Nunez or 4 years of Nunez.
Kind of like that's an
Do you-
football purist and you like Nunez. Come on.
No,
Man.
well, I'm saying, but do you think he can get
There
there?
is
'Cause
nothing football-y pure
no,
about it.
again,
I
like
know I
said,
like him because he's a Liverpool player. We should like all of our players, by the way. But go on.
Yeah, of course. But do you think he has the capability of getting there? That's the problem. If I saw it in my mind, okay, there's a route to him to become one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League and promote and propel us to a title or a Champions League or something like that, then fine. Remember, we've come from Bobby, right? So in a way, we've gone from one striker who's a completely different type of striker, and the way that Bobby played, and the way that he contributed to the team, and the way that everyone linked up together, the way he got the best out of the other two, made us the most deadly attack in Europe in periods, right? And the problem is that I don't see that. I don't envisage anything near that happening with Nunez, and that's part of my issue with it as well.
Okay, so what's your question, and then I'll try my best to answer it as quickly as possible.
Do you envisage him getting to becoming the main man, becoming the guy who can get us 25 goals in top like Premier League goals, or 20 goals Premier League or something like that?
I've given him this season to prove himself, but he needs to play.
Okay.
And if he plays, we have to play for him. He's not a striker that's going to be dropping deep and collecting the ball and doing all that nonsense. He needs chances being created for him. I've given
Mm-hmm.
this year. I'm not going to count on the clock. That's
You
now
call it
gone.
nonsense because he can't do it.
No, I'm going to count it from this year. I'm going to count it from this year. I've given every player the opportunity
For
from
me,
this
no, you
year.
wouldn't call it nonsense.
No, but
I'm
ends,
giving it from this year.
but quick one though. But if that doesn't happen, right? If he doesn't get the minutes and he's not
And he
seen,
goes, bro.
then he goes at same. So likewise,
Oh,
if
thank
he
God.
does,
Okay.
if he plays, he don't go.
But that's the thing when people don't pay attention and
Hopefully he
know.
does go.
No, I think if he doesn't do well this year, he has to go. That's it. But I'm just saying,
Okay.
if you want him to be the main man based on his question, he has to be playing, and we have to create chances for him. I.e., we can't do what we do with Bobby and Jota when they drop in, and that's why the manager says we have to get used to playing. When Jota is on, we play a certain way. When Nunez is on, we play a certain way. We can't play the way we play with Jota because Jota can drop deep, link play, and do that. Nunez ain't that type of striker. He has to be created. He has to be running in behind and getting chances created for him. And the only way that's going to
If I
happen
could
is
have one wish, I'd wish for Bobby Firmino in this team right now at 20 years old. That would be
Yeah,
my
that
wish.
would be amazing. You can criticize players' subpar performances despite GA. My point with my previous super chat was energy got to be kept the same for all, and it hasn't been.
And it is,
And
bro.
I noticed something. There's only one group of people who doesn't keep energy the same. Nunez sexuals.
Oh,
Everyone else, 90% of the time, keeps
No,
the energy the
that's
same.
fake news, bro.
Like with me this season, with Luis Diaz, I've
No.
not stopped praising Luis Diaz from the start of the season till the second. The last shit game he had was Ipswich.
Can
That's
we
the
see
last
if he has
time
a
he had
bad game? Will he carry on doing that? I guarantee you.
And you know why? Because he's performed. And
you're not going to change if
your logic is he doesn't start, Gakpo doesn't start, but when starting, he performs at
But he started against Bournemouth and he scored a goal, bro. And he played well in the game. What do you want from him then?
Oh my god. He scored 2 goals in the last 21 games, Endz.
So why do you keep going back to that, bro? Because then I could
2
just bring
goals
up
in
the
21
GA
games
from.
is not good enough for 65 million. It's
But
not.
we're talking about this season, bro. Why are you inflating the?
Yeah,
argument
wow,
by
he has
going
1
back
goal
to
in
20?
4 games. I'm
He's
so proud.
He played 5 games this season, and
Yeah, and he has 1
two of
goal.
them he started, and he's got 1 goal.
But he's appeared in 4 games, but he's only played minutes wise a game and a half.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's stop doing that, man. And then ganging deep as well, bro. Like I do a call in.
This season, 2
Sorry,
matches.
Husam. We're ganging
matches
deep.
in the Champions
When I
League
do the
season.
call in ganging deep, instead of
1 match
you
in
know
the
what I mean?
Carabao Cup, he started no goals. 5 matches in the Premier League, 1 goal. So overall, 2 + 1 + 5, 8 games, 1 goal.
But-
Oh wow, Darwin.
He just broke it down for you, bro. Mike just broke it down. It equals to a game, bro. Just over a game. He's played
Game and a
right
half.
now.
Yeah, how many minutes?
Yeah,
did
ganging
Gakpo
deep, man.
play,
Come and
Mike?
debate me, man.
Cody
when I do
Gakpo's
the call in, bro.
117 minutes. He's played 17 minutes less. He's got 1 more goal. And to be honest with you, one of
Gakpo
them
has how many
one of-
minutes left?
17 minutes.
Gakpo's played
A
even
quarter
less.
a quarter of an hour though. And to be honest with you, one of those goals was a deflection. So
So Cody
Yeah, man,
Gakpo.
Ganging deep. You seem that you only have chess in the chat, bro. Come and when I do the call-ins, come on, we'll talk, bro.
Cody Gakpo's got 2 goals in less time than
context though, Husam, one of them's a deflection. Context.
Also, context: Darwin Nunez is a striker. Gakpo is a wide forward.
Gakpo's a winger.
This is not. But I agree. I agree, Mike. This is why when I asked the question earlier, do we just want a yes or no answer? And I can give you that. But obviously,
Thank you.
there's masses of stuff outside of that
He's an
which
enigma.
supports my answer. A yes and no is like really like.
But then if you give a yes or no straight answer, then I know where you stand, and then you can tell me the context. But if you don't tell me where you stand, then you can use loads of different words and bring up stuff like 21 in whatever.
No, but I gave you yes or no, and then I asked you.
No, you did. You're the only one that has, by the way.
And then you said no. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Hey, Matt Ran, he didn't want to answer none of the questions. You kept bringing up random.
Matt,
So long as he
Also,
wears
you should be an
other
NFL
shirt.
fan. The amount of goalposts you've moved, the goalpost is so wide.
Oh, hold on. No, because
He started the Nunez defending with the GA, and then he went to it's okay to have that many big chances missed, and then he was like, describe a big chance missed, and then he's like, oh, let's talk about the minutes he played.
No, because you guys are asking about big
He
chance
went through
miss.
400 different narratives.
Well, okay, no, can I ask you then, Husam, what is a big chance to you? So I understand where you think a big chance is.
What is a big chance? The 47 that Nunez missed.
No,
That's
don't cop out. What's the big chance?
That's the big chances.
What's the big chance to you?
The big chance is the 47 tap-ins that Nunez missed. Those are
Alright,
big
no
chances.
worries. There was a 47.
Max is hilarious.
Happens.
Max-
You're going a little bit too far. A lot of them weren't tapping.
They get racked. You get me? Draw me like one of your French
But,
girls.
you know,
Let's
the
go.
one
Bringing
thing,
back the meme from 15 years ago.
the
They get
one
racked.
point that Endz is making that I have to agree with is that no matter what, come every Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, it doesn't matter. If he's wearing the shirt, I have to believe that he's going to be good enough on the day. And if you want to sit there and say that you just think he's shit and you hate him and you never want to see him in a Liverpool shirt again, whatever. I just, like, if he ever scores a goal, I don't want to see you celebrating. If he ever does anything good for the club, I don't want to see you clapping.
Oh
Wow,
wow, flip flop, bro. That's what we do.
Who we celebrate. The only player I've ever hated that played for Liverpool in this modern era is Adrian. That's the one guy I hated.
I will give you that.
I
talked about-
hated Adrian and I hated Karius. I never forgive Adrian for what he did against Atletico. Till this day, I'm never forgiven. That's the hatred. I don't hate Nunez. I just think he's shit. That's it.
That's fair. That's fair, bro. You
But
can
other
think-
people despise him.
Yeah, he irks my
with,
soul.
with narratives that you
It's-
push, by the way.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, obviously, we can. I think it's fine to criticize a player's performance, and everyone will have
Apart from
opinions.
Salah, you can't, as long as he's
But based
There's
on
no
the
apart from Salah we
no, but
can.
based on the
I
way
just
that
said he
you
played like shit against Bologna.
He's
I
just,
literally just said that.
he's just throwing
You know,
jabs
and
at
I
this point.
realized something.
He's just
You
throwing
are
jabs.
actually exactly like Time to See on Twitter and other people who have Nunez as well. You're the same exact type of guy. You keep the energy completely different for every other player but Darwin Nunez, and that is your problem.
I'm going to be
want
honest and
energy
say
to be same, right?
I-
I just told you Mo Salah had a goal and an assist against Bologna, but he was crap overall. I just said Jota's been shit this season. Why can't you
Well,
do
hold
the same?
on,
Why do you
Husam.
think what I
You
said
aired
was
me out.
Same for your boy right now. Be
You
an
aired me
honorable
out.
man. Say it.
But
Say
Sam,
Nunez
why do you-
is shit. Say it.
but
Go
Sam,
on.
why do you think what I said was directed to you? I was
Can
talking
you
about
just say
in general
Nunez
the
is
fan
shit,
base.
please? Just say it once. Just say it once.
No. Why do you think what I said was directed to you, bro?
See how he can't. Rax,
No,
see
no,
what
I'm
I'm
asking.
saying?
No, I'm asking.
Don't
I
criticize him.
No,
He
no,
can't.
no, because this
It goes
isn't
against
fair.
his
Because
goal.
because
His
Husam
goal loves
is
his
moving.
goal, bro.
You're
It's
moving the
the aura.
goalpost now.
He is moving it.
Husam,
Don't worry about it.
you're moving it because just when we played Bologna, I came on the halftime show and I said Mo had the assist, but he was utter shit in that first half. The second he scored, you pick up your phone and you send me a 45-second voice note on screen calling me out for how much of an idiot I am, and I
That's
should always
Sarurday.
beg
I
on
don't
Mo.
think your voice
And I
note.
should always beg on you.
And
Don't
he
hold the
proved it.
same energy because
proved
I
it.
even said that Mo could go out there in the second half and score a goal. It still doesn't change the fact that he was
Yes,
shit.
but the reason why I cooked you because you said sub him off. I said
No, I
don't sub
didn't.
Salah off.
That's gaslighting. I never said sub him
Salah
off.
was-
Why shouldn't he
As
been
good as
subbed off?
Salah was, he can win you a game in a moment.
No,
and
I
he
never
proved
said
it.
to sub him off.
I'm gonna be honest, man. When it comes to Nunez, I know you guys. I mean, Rax said, "Look, like I don't hate him. I don't." Or Mac was like, "Some people despise him." As a footballer, I despise him, and I'll hold. I think he's. Honestly, I despise him as a footballer. I think I don't. I struggle to fit. I sometimes sit there and I think, why didn't I make it? Like, why didn't I? Well, how much luck? Like, and I start thinking about life, and I'm like, how much luck do you need, and or how much hard work, and what are the percentages?
You need a
Because,
ponytail.
yeah, maybe
tattoo.
I needed a ponytail. Maybe I needed to speak Spanish. Heck, maybe I needed to go to and play football in Portugal, not play in this country. Irrespective of that, I actually despise him. I despise him, innit? Like as a person, though, I think he's probably like a cool person. Like I don't
nice.
know him,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he seems proper
Something.
nice. As a footballer, though, one of the worst we've seen at Liverpool. In that's just my opinion in terms of just the basics. Like the fact that Endz can sit here and tell me, yeah, when it comes to passing and all of that, yeah, I'm better than him, right? When we've got a forward like that to play for Liverpool, that says
But that's
everything
not
for me.
what I need him to be, though, Jay. I don't need him to be like.
Why are
man,
you on your
I'm
phone
not-
during a game? Why are you on your phone during a
Oh,
game?
goal, I don't look up from my phone.
Why are you looking down at? Why are you ever looking at your phone during a game?
Nah, these are the
I
same
don't
men
know.
that have got their camera out while the game is on, bro. When they're in the stadium, don't even want to enjoy the moment.
King Kush, yeah, I can score the offside goal. I can score that. I can definitely score that.
Yeah,
Oh, you're gonna score that 9 times out of 10? Okay, I got you.
Well, Nunez don't score it 9 times out of 10. So I'm gonna make
He scored it one time out of 1. He scored it one time out of
Scored it
1.
1-1, bro.
Yeah. If only he could stay on side. Darwin Nunez provisionally cleared to play for Uruguay during next week's international break after the appeal from the Uruguayan FA. Hey, that's good because apparently he plays differently for Uruguay. I watched
really
one game of
doesn't.
Copa America and I'm
He
like, yo,
doesn't.
I'm saying the same shit that I see at Liverpool. Maybe he just shit, you know? But listen, man, this has been the longest the second longest debate on this channel after the Curtis Jones debate I had with Tom Little.
Please don't start it. Please don't start it.
No. There's no more debates. خلاص حبيبي. What? 1 hour 50 minutes. This Oppenheimer at this point.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
Curtis Jones is a
big-
3-hour show in itself.
Yeah, I don't even want to go there. Big up to every single one of you guys. Thank you to everyone who supported the channel. Big up to you guys. Thank you guys so much. There's been another Liverpool stream. You get me? We kind of try to do a bit more of those. Hopefully Rax isn't sleeping the next time. Big up to Mike Das LFC in the description. Jerry James's channel is in the description. Endz's channel in the description. Rax's Twitter is in the description. You get me? If anyone want to message him because he's wearing the pink shirt, Kmack channel in the description as well. Big up everyone who supported us. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Tomorrow, inshallah, we're back. Liverpool Crystal Palace watch along. And then I'm doing a double watch along. Arsenal, Southampton, and City Fulham. Come on, Fulham. You got me. Let's go. And I'm also probably going to do a stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. inshallah. So we're kind of running 3 streams tomorrow. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching. And DM him, he'll help you. I will see you guys in the next.
Nunez.